The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals, proudly brings you DW12 Series season finale live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in iRacing. This broadcast also being brought to you by Mr. Terry Adams and Hanover Fist Racing, proudly sponsored by the Disabled American Veterans Association. DAV, an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for Americans veterans. For more information on how you can get involved, go to dav.org. This broadcast also being brought to you by David Llewellyn and the DHL Express. Mr. Hoot Baker. Joe Morganti in the Lugnuts Hub. Bob Lacavara and Convergent Composites, with promotional consideration paid for by Motorsports Graphic Designs. For all your in-sim graphical needs, you got something going through your mind, you want to see it on your race car, give Tyler Graff a call. Motorsports Graphic Designs. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. A very exhausted but yet elated Tony Trapasso. Some of you may have been following on Facebook posts and other whatnots that have been going on. I had the opportunity this weekend to broadcast, to actually drive with the Phenomenal Motorsports team with their 24 Hours of Spa iRacing Edition race team. And it was one of the most exciting experiences of my life. My first 24-hour race. So, it was just, it's one of those, you're a complete roller coaster for 24 hours. The race started, for those of you that didn't know, the race actually took the green at 10:02 a.m. Eastern Time in the States. And the ISL actually had two teams involved this weekend. There was the Phenomenal Motorsports team and Evolution Racing. And let me pull up the results page real quick, and I'll tell you where each team actually finished. Evolution Motorsports actually did qualify. Phenomenal Motorsports decided not to go into the qualifying session. And as it turned out, Evolution Racing qualified P11. So awesome job by those guys there. With Phenomenal Motorsports deciding not to do so. Phenomenal Motorsports actually, because they were going to be gridded in the middle of the field, we decided we were going to pit start. And as soon as, we're getting ready to go, grid up, miss the grid on purpose, jump in the car, and our leadoff driver's connection took a major poo. So they released him from the pits, and I got back from the bathroom, and I go, dude, where are you? I'm on the track. No, you're not. Where are you? I'm on the track turning laps. Well, it's not counting them pit. Come to find out, his ISP basically took a puke. I jump in the car. I come out of the pits. We are in 49th position, 4 laps down. Dead last of all teams still in the event. We had 8 teams withdraw early. There's 59 slated in our flight. 9 teams withdrew early, and then 1 team just decided not to grid at all. So, we're SOL, and we kept plugging at it for the next 24 hours. Like I said, we started in 49th place. Checkered Flag flew 24 hours later. Phenomenal Motorsports finished P15, and Evolution Racing P21. So I cannot thank my teammates enough: Kevin Paskowicz, Mark Vega, Sam Cooper Bennett, and the Irish Assassin Dominic Byrne for just not giving up. And you know, you're talking 5 guys that are oval racers, and we finished P15 in one of the most grueling 24-hour events. If you've never seen the Spa course, Cirque de Franche, or however they say that, YouTube it and watch what one lap around that place looks like. Then imagine doing that for 24 straight hours. Now, granted, the Mercedes AMG that we were driving at the time definitely looked a lot worse for wear. A lot of it with help from other teams that just didn't care. But at least we still had our hood. Evolution Motorsports somehow at one point turned a Audi R8 into a pavement modified, and I'm not sure how they did that. But I digress. So again, I am very, very tired right now. My partner in crime in the race, Sam Cooper Bennett, normally my partner in crime on broadcast, race control tonight. So Sam, we will give you some slack if you do make some mistakes. But let's pull up the standings right now. Qualifying underway. Not a real surprise there. Jay Anderson, a wily old veteran, currently sitting top of the leaderboard with a best time of 40. And Tyler Graff jumps up to the top of the leaderboard now with a 40.042, 20 thousandths back. David Llewellyn, Jay Anderson currently sitting in third. Greg Napier in fourth. One of my partners in crime this weekend, Dominic Byrne, currently sitting in sixth as Isaiah Dupree bumps him from the top 5. Mike Whitaker, Bob Lacavara, Alex Green, and Dustin Ping rounding out your top 10. So we started with 12. We brought it down to 8. We are now down to 4. And that's it. So the 4 drivers left in this event, as I'm trying to find that post. Bear with me, folks. And I'm not finding it. There we go. The 4 drivers left tonight: Isaiah Dupree, Alex Green, Mike Whitaker, and Cody Eldred. And they are the 4 drivers with C's next to their name. So as you're looking through the standings, you see a C in parentheses. Those are our 4 drivers remaining for possibility to get the championship. 100 laps of scheduled distance here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, DW12s. All sorts of fun and excitement getting ready to take place here, as we will be turning things over to Alex Green for the pre-race drivers meeting momentarily. Would like to remind everybody that this is a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League for all your your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest or looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know the ISL sent you.
Tuesday, but I'll keep it kind of short this time. Thank you guys for what's been an awesome initial season for the DW12. Thank you guys for everything you've done for the league. I can't think of a better group I want to race with. I want to end the season with. I ask that you guys not in the chase not give way, but just give room to the chasers. We didn't get a lot of that on Tuesday night that caused some problems. Just be courteous of the yellow rims around you. Let's let these guys fight it out. We'll talk about the off season a little bit in the drivers meeting going forward. But for now, this is a celebration of what we've done and everything we've done as a league together. So I want to thank Tony especially for broadcasting all season. Of course, I want to thank Bill Roberts for sponsoring us, and I hope we've made him proud. I wish he could be here tonight, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. course, I got to thank Terry. Couldn't do what we've done all season without Terry. And I wish he was here for this one, too. Of course, got to thank Mark Vega, Sam, and the other assortment, Creighton, everybody who's race control stepped in. It's not an easy job, and you guys have done amazing with it. And let's go out and have a fun race, put on a show, and do what we do best, guys.
All right, guys, I'm the race control for tonight. Usual rules, no flaming, no arguing race control. Pit entry is off of turn 4. Make sure you use your pit limiter, of course. Yeah, like Alex said, please give respect to the chase drivers. They are racing for a championship tonight. But other than that, yeah, just have a good race and let's celebrate this last one. And one more thing, I just want to say how proud I am for everyone that took part in the Spa 24 Hours last night. It was an awesome race, and yeah, I'm very happy right now.
All right, so that pretty much sums it up. You got about 2.5 minutes left, so if you need to use the little driver's room, I would suggest you do it now, ladies and gentlemen. Small field tonight, relatively small field. Of course, it is a beautiful night out in most places. So David Llewellyn and Jay Anderson are going to bring him down to green. That is row number 1. Row 2 is going to see Gary Bauer, Jay Anderson's Team Booth Brothers teammate. He's going to be joined by my teammate over the weekend and someone I'm proud to call my friend, Kevin Paskowicz. That's row 2. The world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, is going to be joined with Tyler Graff in row 3. Dominic Byrne and Isaiah Dupree make up row number 4. Bob Lacavara and Greg Napier are going to be row 5. Cody Eldred and Johnny Antonucci, row 6. And row 7, the last car is taking time, Alex Green and Dustin Ping. Forrest Sparks and Ronnie Oswald not taking time under qualifying, so they will be starting shotgun on the field. So, like I said, the last 4 contenders left in the chase. You got last week's winner, Isaiah Dupree. Talladega winner, Alex Green. He's joined with Mike Whitaker and defending IRO 5. Sorry, I can't say that anymore. Cody Eldred, the last remaining driver in the chase. I would like to point out that Tuesday night, in case you missed it, Tyler Graff won the Season 2 IRO 5 title. So he's going to be going off 6 quick. Congratulations, Tyler, on that one. So relatively small field tonight, 16 cars getting ready to take the grid. Approximately 45 seconds away. So Indianapolis Motor Speedway, DW12, definitely an exciting time. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how we went from 49th to 15th in 24 hours. That was just, with a car that, for lack of a better term, got binned 3 times. Just a yeoman's job for the entire team of Phenomenal Motorsports. Tough break for Evolution Racing. They just, if it wasn't for bad luck, they wouldn't have had much luck at all this past weekend. I personally watched them eat it 3 times coming up through Eau Rouge, and they had to change 2 engines in that event. So think about that when you think about how they still were able to scrape up a 21st place finish. So congratulations to those guys for that. But here we are, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Teams are starting to grid up now as drivers starting to make their way out onto the grid. And if you want to see what both cars looked like post-race, just go to the Indy Speedway League Facebook page. Indy Speedway League, I did say that right. I'm too tired to even realize if I'm saying things right or wrong anymore. But just been informed that you're going to see some tribute paints in this event. For those of you who don't follow music, the world lost Chester Bennington from the musical group Linkin Park this week. A lot of the young gunners that are running this week, Team NLR in particular, with Tyler Graff as their lead painter, will be running tribute paints tonight. So something to keep in mind. Let me see if I can find Tyler here. There he is. If you take a look, you'll see Chester on the side pods of that vehicle. So if we could take a moment of silence to remember the late Chester Bennington, we'll get ready to start rolling here momentarily. All right, so 100 laps of scheduled distance as the field starts to roll off. David Llewellyn and Jay Anderson going to be leading them down to green here. David Llewellyn, Jay Anderson, Gary Bauer, Kevin Paskowich, Mike Whitaker, Tyler Graff, Dominic Byrne, Isaiah Dupree, Bob Lacavara, Greg Napier, Cody Eldred, Johnny Antonucci, Alex Green, Dustin Ping, Ryan Heater, Forrest Sparks, and Ronnie Osmer. 16 cars scheduled to go off. Tony Trapasso up in the broadcast booth, Sam Cooper Bennett right next door in the race control room. Going to be keeping an eye on things, making sure no shenaniganry plays a part tonight. Anyone with a C next to their name has a chance to walk out of here with the championship. As the field starts to make its way down the back straightaway, .100 laps of scheduled distance here in the iRacing at the iRacing Indianapolis Motor Speedway. DW12s are the car, and if you've been following along all season, you know what type of racing to expect here at Indy. This is our second trip. Isaiah Dupree walking out of here with the RobertsTechJobs.com Triple Crown Challenge. The last time we were here, able to walk away with jewel number 2. He actually did win the Triple Crown Challenge as they worked their way through turn number 4. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. And the field will be in David Llewellyn's hands. Pace car is in. Llewellyn holds him back. And finally pulls the trigger, and we are underway here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 100 laps scheduled. Llewellyn and Anderson getting out to an early lead. Looks like they've got Jay's teammate Gary Bauer in tow right now. Kevin Paskowich sitting a solid 4th place as he moves inside of Gary Bauer. World's fastest hippie Mike Whitaker biding his time sitting there in 5th place. Mike, the first one of your chase contenders on the track right now, and having to contend with Isaiah Dupree to his outside. As you see a little bit of contact there. As the Irish assassin Dominic Byrne moves to the inside of both of them. Here you see Dupree in the All-Star Tribute paint scheme. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Invitational will take place, or Elite Open portion of the Invitational will take place on this coming Tuesday night. So just because the season's over doesn't mean the racing's done. The Elite Invitational is a project that Bill Roberts put together for the league, wanting to know, well, if you took the best of the best and put them head to head, whoa! And Dominic Byrne takes out Kevin Paskowich. It just loses it coming off of turn 2. Let's take a look and see what took place there. Watch Byrne in the Irish flag car on the outside. Just, they went 3 wide. Byrne catches the marbles coming off of turn 1 and just annihilates Paskowicz. Isaiah Dupree took that 3 wide. Let's watch that again here. You see Dupree just bomb it in there on the inside of Paskowicz, and Paskowicz kind of moved up a little bit to give him room, but couldn't move up a lot. Looks like everybody seems to be able to limp it back to pits as Paskowicz and Byrne both back underway, so it doesn't look like anybody's going to lose a lap there. So that happened on lap 2, as David Llewellyn continuing to show the way up front. David Llewellyn, Jay Anderson, Isaiah Dupree, Gary Bauer, Mike Whitaker rounding out your top 5. 3 of your chase contenders in the top 10. Isaiah Dupree sitting 3rd, Mike Whitaker sitting 5th, Cody Eldridge in 8th, and then Alex Green is back in 11th place, just biding his time, your Talladega winner. Stating earlier in the week that he was very nervous coming into Indy, not one of the tracks that he's had. He has a love-hate relationship with the track, as he stated. So, a few cars electing to stay out here, as looks like Dupree, Bauer, Graff, and everybody from now 7th back going pit side. Anderson, David Llewellyn, Jay Anderson, Mike Whitaker, Bob Lacavara, Ryan Heater, and Dustin Ping all electing to stay out. So, but getting back to the RobertsTechJobs.com Invitational, Bill Roberts decided, what would happen if we took the best of the best, put them in cars that we're not normally racing in on Sunday or Tuesday, on a track that we've not been to yet, open the setup up and see what can happen. And that's how the RobertsTechJobs.com Invitational came to be. And that will take place, as I said, this coming Tuesday will be the open portion of that. Now, the Elite Invitational itself is open to any driver who has a win in either the IRO5s from Tuesday night or the DW12s from Sunday night this past season. Also, it's open, receiving invitations will be any defending or any champion from the league, as far as the 3 open wheel series go. So, Cody Eldred, Tyler Graff, and Martin Miller all have invitations regardless from here on out because they've won those championships. And I don't have the list in front of me right now of the drivers who have qualified this season, but Tuesday night we'll be doing a last chance qualifier, which we're calling the RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Open. Any driver who is not already qualified for the Invitational is eligible to run in that. It will be in the Pro Mazda open wheeler that we normally run on Thursday nights. Again, open setup, and we will be at the Milwaukee Mile. So, very busy night going to be going on Tuesday night. 50-lap shootout with the top 3 finishers from the Elite Open transferring to the tail end of the field of the Invitational, which will take place next Sunday. So, the Elite Invitational is next Sunday. So the Open is Tuesday, and then immediately following the Open race, we will be going into Elite Invitational qualifying, and a first ever for the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League, we're doing heat races. So qualifying is going to determine what heat race you're in. If you are an even number qualifier, you're in heat race number 2. Odd number qualifiers are in heat race number 1. where you finish in your heat race is where you will start the invitational on Sunday. So if you're in Heat 1 and you win, you're on the pole for the invitational. If you're in Heat 2 and you win, you're on the outside front row for the invitational. And so on and so forth all the way back through the field. And then we will tag on the final 3 competitors from the open portion of the event onto the tail end after the heat races are over and the lineup is set. And the race will be 200 laps broken into segments. For more information on the robertstechjobs.com IndyCar Speedway League Elite Invitational, I would welcome you to go to the ISL Facebook page. Just do a Facebook search for IndyCar Speedway League. Follow us on Facebook, and you will be privy to all the fun and excitement that is that. If you are interested in running in the Elite Open, be sure to send a comment in this stream, and we will we'll get you an invite to that segment, and we'll go from there. So, lights are out on the pace car. David Llewellyn, Jay Anderson are going to lead him back to green. Mike Whitaker, Bob Lacavara, Ryan Heater, Dustin Ping, Gary Bauer, Tyler Graff, Greg Napier, and Cody Eldred rounding out your top 10. Cody Eldred, Alex Green, and Isaiah Dupree all going to be starting in one giant cluster in the middle of this pack right now, 10th, 11th, and 12th respectively. Mike Whitaker starting inside row number 2. You see him there in the red. From a distance, it looks like a red metallic flake, but you see him there in third place in the 707. Just about ready to turn him loose. As we are currently working lap 7, we'll take the green to start lap 8 as soon as the pace car heads down pit road here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. David Llewellyn picks up the throttle, and the green flag comes back out. We are back underway, working lap 8 right now. Llewellyn and Anderson side by side. Mike Whitaker slotting into the number 3 spot. Bob Lacavara still working the high side. He's got Ryan Heater to his inside. That's your battle for 4th right now. As Gary Bauer goes to the inside of Lacavara and sets sail to try to get back up there to help his teammate, Jay Anderson in the 18. Anderson currently working that second lane right now as David Llewellyn continues to show the way here in that blue and white DHL Express. Blue and black DHL Express. Dallara working the low side right now, as we've commonly come to refer to it here in the league as the Llewellyn line. I remember the last time I personally raced here against David, the man unlapped himself from 2 laps down and finished on the podium. So something to keep an eye on right now, as Jay Anderson currently still working that second lane down the straightaways and getting a little chippy towards the back of the field. We're going to stay towards the front here as Mike Whitaker currently sits in 3rd. That is your chase leader, Mike Whitaker. Llewellyn, Anderson, Whitaker, Bauer, Ping, Graff, Lacavara, Heater, Green, and Eldred, your top 10. Anderson still trying to get that high side to work in. Needs to get a little more rubber laid down there. Later in the fuel run, he might be okay with it. But right now, on at least semi-fresh tires, the low side seems to be the way to go as Dustin Ping works his way up into third. Ping, a new driver to the league, driving the Home Cheapo 20 car. Yeah, I went there. What about it? Mike Whitaker biding his time in fourth place right now as he has IRO5 champion Tyler Graff right on his transmission tunnel. As you're watching the battle right now at the front of the field, most of the pack seems to be running relatively tight. Not really a big gap until you go from Cody Eldred to Forrest Sparks as we've got a car into the wall. And yellow. That's Isaiah Dupree getting caught up in that mess. Let's take a look and see what did happen there. As Ping goes to the outside of Jay Anderson, just gets into the marbles and eats the safer barrier. A little bit of a checkup later. Let's see what happened to Dupree. You see Dupree in the gold and black number 93 there. Teammate Alex Green and Cody Eldred right behind him. And you see everybody starting to take evasive actions. And it looks like Dupree didn't realize and gets blasted second time by Ping. It looked like Dupree didn't realize that Dominic Byrne was right there. So let's go to a chase cam and see what happened here. You see him flash by there. There was a gap between that car. Between those cars, I should say. As we watch Isaiah try to limp it back to the pits, that's just, yeah, that car definitely does not look healthy. And I just received a text message that the lovely and talented Miss Layla Wilson is going to be joining me in the booth momentarily here. As we watch Isaiah Dupree limp it back to pit road.
Good evening.
Walking through the door now, the lovely and talented Miss Layla Wilson. Miss Layla, how are you this evening?
Been worse. I'm excited to announce this season finale. I've been looking forward to this all week. So, what have I missed so far? Pretend I'm a viewer who's just joining the broadcast.
Well, you saw the two teammates who finished 15th in the virtual 24 Hours of Spa, Dominic Byrne and Kevin Paskowicz, go on a wild ride on lap 2 as they came through the short chute between turns 1 and 2. And you just saw one of the chase contenders, Isaiah Dupree, just get clobbered going into turn number 2. As we are currently working lap 14 of 100. So.
Okay, loading screen is up. How many? You said how many? Sorry, I was getting the loading screen going. I'm excited.
You're excited, and that's what we get for. I believe you were on that same flight that Francois Pelletier was on earlier that got delayed in Charlotte due to two of the flight attendants getting injured due to turbulence.
It was super ultra turbulent, just like this race. Hopefully, I mean, hopefully it's turbulent in a fun way. I don't want anybody to get injured.
Well, at least it wasn't like what we saw at Spa last night, where one of the teams proceeded to piss off the entire field.
Ah, fun times. And that's the fun thing about online racing is you can get very personal when you're not paying for your vehicles and whatnot. So you definitely do see a lot of interesting off-track things and on-track things in sim racing you might not see in real life.
Well, one of the drivers decided to drive a complete stint suffering from rectal cranial insertion syndrome.
Ooh.
And then one of his teammates decided to start PMing drivers on the track at random, telling him that if they didn't get out of their way, they were going to regret it later in the race.
Welcome to iRacing, folks.
Yeah.
We're your hosts, Tony Trapasso and Layla Wilson. We'll be guiding you through this fantastic
Crayons are on the table, juice boxes are in the fridge.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so looks like we're still within 2 laps of caution to go. I see the lights are still on. Pretty stacked field here tonight.
Only 16 cars taking green.
Interesting. Well, that does keep it a lot easier for the chasers. The less cars out there that they have to deal with, the more chance they have to be competitive. And I see right now pretty much everybody is on the lead lap.
Yeah, everybody was able to limp it back to the pit after whatever tangle they got involved with. Greg Napier having net trouble right now, so
that'll do the trick.
Yeah. Would like to point out Tyler Graff did win the race off of pit road there. Tyler running the special paint scheme tonight. And we would like to take this moment to remind everybody that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yes.
If you or someone you know might be having suicidal thoughts, please contact the suicide prevention hotline.
And don't be embarrassed to talk to somebody, to anybody you can talk to, because there are a lot of people out there who do care about you, whether or not you realize it or whether or not you feel you're a burden on them. Don't keep that stuff inside, please, folks.
That's wise words, Layla. Very, very wise words. And the reason for that that we're bringing light to this is, again, the music industry did lose one of its shining lights this past week with the suicide of Chester Bennington. He was suffering from some demons for quite a while, and the demons got the better of him. Don't let the demons get the better of you. Suicide prevention hotline is definitely reach out to anybody. Just reach out and say, hey,
yeah,
I need to talk.
Please do that,
because we want you around forever. It's no bullshit. And I don't mean to be somber on this weekend of champions. Just please be around to celebrate the championship with us.
Speaking of which, we're getting ready to go green here. It's going to be Tyler Graff and David Llewellyn leading him down. Now, these are a couple guys who can play spoiler here. They're not part of the chase. In fact, the top 4 at current aren't, but looking pretty strong right now.
Very much so. And I would like to point out that Cody Eldred and Alex Green have been able to move up a couple of spots. They are currently sitting 7th and 8th, with Mike Whitaker currently restarting in 5th place as Tyler Graff just annihilates the field. Snap, see ya, bye. Catch me if you can, boys. David
That's
Llewellyn.
That's going to be a tall order with them side by side, too, back behind him.
Very much so. As they're starting to get slotted in, Gary Bauer jumping in between his teammate and David Llewellyn right now. So David
Green and Cody Eldred. Did you see that off turn 2 where they're both trying for the same piece of real estate?
I did see that, and it doesn't look like they made any contact. It was close. Another coat of paint on those cars, they would have been in trouble.
I should not have had that many energy drinks before this broadcast. My heart's not ready for this.
You want to talk about energy drinks? I went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18 cans of 18 16-ounce cans of Monster to get me through the 24 hours of Spa.
Here we go again for the lead. 24 hours of lead changes here. David Llewellyn working on the inside there of Tyler Graff. And it looks like he might.
That was Mike
Here, there's
Whitaker.
a car on the wall in the back. We got a flipper. There are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe, 6 cars involved in the wreck there.
Whitaker involved. Green involved.
One still
Isaiah
tumbling.
Dupree just finally. That's Forrest Sparks finally landing on his wheels. Isaiah Dupree getting a piece of that one too. It looks like. Let's back that up and see what happened.
Really bad time.
As we see Whitaker there working to the outside of Ryan Heater.
Oh, something. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Jay Anderson and Whitaker making contact.
Yeah.
Anderson looks like he may have gotten an arrow push.
And that caused a whole separate wreck down track because Whitaker was not hit by anyone else after coming down the track, but Alex Green kind of...
Right, which we're following Alex right now with the cameras. Alex taking evasive action, eating the safer barrier, coming down, catching Forrest Sparks, Bob Lacavara. Looks like Greg Napier comes just...
Look at poor Ronnie Osmer, just nowhere to go. He's caught up in the back of Forrest Sparks' car. No time to stop. Nothing.
Oh, that was Ronnie. Okay, I thought that was Greg. That was actually Ronnie that just annihilated Forrest. And he did try to get it slowed down. You could see the back end start to get the wiggle going. Like, oh crap, this is gonna hurt.
He jumped on the brakes hard, but you're going 198 miles an hour.
Right.
It's just not gonna stop.
And you got to feel for Ronnie right now because. You know, if you saw any of the Twitch broadcasts from the split that we were in at Spa, his team somehow managed to turn an Audi R8 into a pavement modified before hour number 7, I think it was. Before the 7th hour into the race was complete. They had no front end left on that car. They had duct taped the headlights to the front strut towers.
Yeah, you got to see somehow, right? Also,
no hood, no fenders.
Dominic Byrne and Isaiah Dupree got caught up in that right at the end. Both of their cars look relatively okay. There's probably, I would assume, some damage to the right side, the 93. Actually,
now Dominic Byrne's front wing looks like I did a cannonball onto it.
Oops.
Dom's front wing looks like the hood of the Mercedes AMG that we ran this weekend, and I'll leave it at that. So anybody that saw the pictures on the Facebook group knows exactly what I'm talking about there. But again, it looks like everybody's able to limp it back to pit road. Doesn't look like anybody had to take a lengthy tow. So still 16 cars on the lead lap.
Oh man, that was quite the melee. So let's kind of reset things here now. David Llewellyn, Gary Bauer, Ryan Heater, Dustin Ping, and Tyler Graff are currently the top 5. We got Jay Anderson, who came out of that okay. Ronnie Osmer still on the track. Car looks fine, so I guess he swung through the pits while we were watching the replay. I probably should have been aware of that. Kevin Paskowitz runs to the top 10. All right. Yeah, I'll try to get back on that because usually my thing is like while you're watching the replay, I say who pitted, but
no problem. But
I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on in that crash. That was awful.
So Osmer, Paskowitz, Eldred, and Byrne, your top, rounding out your top 10. Cody Eldred, currently your chase leader. Then Alex Green back in 12th. Mike Whitaker and Isaiah Dupree, 15th and 16th, respectively, getting caught up in that little fracas that we just saw. Working lap 21 of 100, 1/5 of the way through this season finale here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Would like to take this moment to remind everybody that Tuesday night we will be having the RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Open 50-lap shootout in the Pro Mazda at Milwaukee open setup. It will be a league-only race. Excuse me, as I get a little tickle in my throat. League-only race. You have to be in either one of the two ISL leagues, either the ISL main league, which you're watching right now, or our Icebreaker Pro Mazda series, which runs on Thursday nights. If you would like an invitation to the Pro Mazda League so you can participate Tuesday night, please drop us a note in the text chat or comments of this video, and with your iRacing name, and we will try to get you added to the event. That will be Tuesday night. Hot lap scheduled to start 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, with qualifying scheduled to get underway around 9 p.m. Eastern time.
That should be a barn burner.
Well, yeah, especially considering that the top three finishers of the Tuesday night Elite Open will be transferred to the tail end of the field for the Elite Invitational, which will take place next Sunday. Again, Pro Mazdas, the Milwaukee Mile. However, that will be a 200-lap event broken up into segments, and I still am trying to find my notes on what the segment lengths will be, but all the information is on our Facebook page. So like us on Facebook, and you'll have access to all the happy that's there. IndyCar Speedway League on Facebook. And we will. I will be personally broadcasting. I believe Kevin Paskowitz is going to be joining me in the booth on Tuesday. Since you've already stated, Miss Layla, that
I'm going to be in a car.
You're going to be in a car,
especially after Thursday. I don't know if Thursday was broadcast, but that went about as well as it could, other than me missing a shift on one of the restarts. So I kind of want to get my feet wet in the car again and kind of get ready for Tuesday, and that felt like a good place to do it. I'm not good on these big tracks, but on a track like that,
Ironically enough, you say you're not good on big tracks, but if I remember correctly, the last time you and I raced Indy cars on a 2-mile oval, we had...
We were the only two left.
we were the only two Indy cars, but because it was a multi-class race. But if memory serves me correctly, that race was won by less than the front-to-back length of the front wing.
Yeah, that was pretty tight. I mean, but you put me out here in a field like this, not on these big tracks. On a little track, I think I can handle them. But these guys are really good at what they do. As we get ready to go green again,
they are.
Gary Bauer leading us down.
They are very good at what they do. However, allow me to quote league owner Alex Green and every member of the competition committee that was in that chat at the time. I'd really love to see Laylo drive the big cars with us. She needs to join us on Tuesdays and Sundays on the track.
Tell you what, if you guys run a short track, and I mean a short track, none of this mile-long bull crap, I'll join you. Meanwhile, out front.
Iowa.
Oh, whoa, we got some problems at third there. Do you see that? That was a power move by the 20. We're going to go 3 wide here going into turn 3.
I'm not live. Okay, now I'm live.
So basically what happened was Ryan Heater and Dustin Ping barely hanging on there 3 wide with Tyler Graff, who looks like he may have tagged the wall coming off 4. No scuff marks, but a little bit of damage on that right side pod. So hopefully that doesn't affect him too adversely. He's kind of getting freight trained right now on the outside. So we look back up the front. Llewellyn, Bauer with the top 2 nose to tail. And then that battle between Ryan Heater and Dustin Ping is still continuing.
Well, Ping and Heater are coming to us from the RTFT League, which the ISL has recently partnered with. And they are used to running cars with fenders. And I don't think they realize what happens in an Indy car when you touch wheels at 225 miles an hour right now in the middle of the front straightaway.
Well, I think one thing is, as far as adjustments goes, you definitely can be aggressive, but there's a certain threshold when you don't have fenders, and at speeds like these, even when you do. And I think once they get used to it, they'll probably be very aggressive but more controlled drivers. So we've seen some very brave moves so far, and not too much has gone wrong. But definitely very interesting to watch these guys adapt to this form of racing. They've both been very fast in the first couple weeks I've seen them.
They are, but it still does surprise me that the league management has agreed to let these guys come in, especially with this being the season finale of everything's on the line tonight, and I hope for both their sake that they don't become that guy.
I think they'll be fine. Whoa, big check up there in 5th position. They're going to be 3 wide going into turn 3 again. Looks like that was Ronnie Osmer. He got a little close to those 2 ahead of him.
It was, and you missed the checkup with Dustin Ping almost running over Gary Bauer and almost taking Cody Eldred with him.
Yeah, so things are getting pretty heated up here. It's probably a little bit early in the race, lap 26 here, to be really being that aggressive and trying to lead laps. But these guys definitely want to show that they belong here, and they're doing their best up there at the front of the field. Your current chase leader at the moment, still Cody Eldred. He currently sits 3rd, so he's definitely doing a good job of hanging in there and doing exactly what he needs to do. Next one back is Alex Green in 9th. And just as I say that, we got some shuffling going on up front. Dominic Byrne takes a position away from Gary Bauer.
And sitting right behind Ronnie Osmer right now. So Llewellyn, Ping, Eldred, Osmer, and Byrne, your top 5. As you see the freight train starting on the low line right now. Eldred trying to get his wing out into some clean air so he doesn't get that dreaded arrow push. Little bit of push coming off the corner as Dustin Ping
disappears.
Snaps you bye. Thanks for coming.
And he's back. Now, I did notice his car was jerking a little earlier in the race, kind of that erratic movement that you see on spectator camera when somebody's lagging. I checked his ping, no pun intended, and it looked pretty solid, so I don't know if that was an anomaly, but his quality has dropped to 91. That's not too bad, but that's definitely something we're going to want to keep an eye on, especially with him racing at the front of the field.
Absolutely. And so, just as I send a PM to our race controller, Sam Cooper Bennett, over next door. Hi, Sam. In the race booth, or race control booth. Hey, did you see the 20? And I quote, on it. Like, okay.
Yeah, he was on it like that. This is it's definitely good to have an active race control. As whoa, Dominic Byrne way out of shape there. He caught the flat, kind of wiggled up the track. What a save though! Great driving out of everybody around him to stay out of him, and he avoids catastrophe on that lap.
Dom, it's not a rouge. Stay off the grass.
But that's the fast way around. It's the shortest way.
I am happy to report that of the teams that could have possibly had catastrophe in Eau Rouge this weekend, Phenomenal Motorsports did not. Can't say the same about Evolution Racing. Ronnie Osmer's team, again, if it wasn't for bad luck this weekend, they probably wouldn't have had any luck at all at Spa.
So your chase leader just tagged the grass a little bit in 3, and he got freight trained on the outside by your new leader, Gary Bauer.
True,
Bauer
but he
definitely making the top work.
He does have his teammate from Team 3 Musket Beers, Dominic. That is, I kid you not. It started out as Team Potato, then they decided to call it Team 3 Musket Beers.
I like that.
And I believe they are down a man now, or down a driver, I should say. So anybody looking to join a team, Cody Eldred, Dominic Byrne.
We got Dustin Ping pitting in. He pit in a very interesting spot on the short chute, but looks like he had to get to pit road. I'm assuming fuel?
We are almost to the point where we're going to be seeing green flag stops. 18 laps currently in with a lot of these guys on their current fuel stints. As we're watching Cody Eldred right now hold down the number 4 spot, I should say. David Llewellyn, Gary Bauer, Ronnie
blows
Osmer.
By on the top. That's going to be 3rd for him.
Blows by Osmer on the top. Osmer going to learn that this track is all about momentum. And
yeah. One
It's
big difference between this and Tuesday is, I mean, the outside line, there goes our leader into the pits. The outside line's really working.
and it's
I'll get
weird that
behind
they
him.
changed it that you can run. You can go. They changed which layout we're running, so you can actually go to pit off of 4 instead of
Interesting.
forcing
Okay.
everybody to use the access road under green. As Dustin Ping comes out and joins the fracas right in front of the leaders. Oh,
Ooh.
this has dumpster fire written all over it.
They're
As he's
racing for
side
the
by
lead.
side with Alex Green. That's
Ryan
Dustin.
Heater saying he is pitting. Bunch of drivers coming in right now. Well, by a bunch, I mean 2. I'm good at counting. That is Gary Bauer and Ryan Heaters. David Llewellyn rejoins the track. He's on the short chute, so leaders are going to be coming up on him here. He's using the access road to come out of turn 2, and here they come out of turn 2. So it looks like we're beginning to see that cycle. 77's calling his pit.
77 would be the next car to have to pit. Cody Eldred, Ronnie Osmer, Dominic Byrne, only 14 laps into their stint. Alex Green, 15. Isaiah Dupree, 12. And Mike Whitaker, 13. Jay Anderson, 14. And Forrest Sparks, 15. Bob Lacavara, 15. That is the remainder of your top 10. Top 12 have not pitted as Alex Green and Forrest Sparks both go pit side. And tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Burger King.
Came out of nowhere.
Burger
Alrighty.
King and Monster. Oh, Heartburn, how I love thee. As Ronnie Osmer, your new leader, as they work their way through
Dominic Burns
turn
calling
3.
his pit, too. 707 says he's staying out. He was going to pit. Canceled it. Here comes a bunch of more cars in. This is 1, 2, 3. Ronnie Osmer, Tyler Graff, and Dominic Byrne.
And look at who our top 3 are right now. Cody Eldred, chase contender. Isaiah Dupree, chase contender. Mike Whitaker, chase contender. And the wily old veteran, Jay Anderson. And then you're 1.6 seconds back to 5th place. Kevin Pasquich, the only other car that has not pit yet.
So that cycles Isaiah Dupree into the lead at current. Cody Eldrick, Mike Whitaker, as you said, the top 3. Now, I'm noticing they're starting to get apart a little bit. So, yep, that's what I thought. Here they all come in. Your top 4 drivers currently. Whoa, little brake smoke there.
Well, Whitaker, I don't think is used to the fact that the cones are back further.
Yeah, that is.
They're the Indy cones and not the NASCAR cones.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
that was a change that was made late this week. I don't think we saw that Tuesday. As Cody Eldred out of gas.
That's gonna hurt.
So Jay Anderson and Kevin Pasquich sideways in his pit stall.
Yeah, I mean, any way you can make it work, right?
Absolutely. As Isaiah Dupree wins the race off pit road. Ronnie Osmer back out on the track. Ronnie Osmer, your new leader.
So Osmer right now, he's kind of out there by himself. And we saw this earlier in the season. I forget which track it was at, but everybody got spread out really, really far. And it ended up being a really interesting field strategy race. There was a crash at the end that brought everybody close together. But before that, it kind of looked like your strategy, you made your bed, you slept in it. And we may see that again here on championship night.
Right, and right now Ronnie Osmer's in trouble because if you take a look at 2nd through 4th, those are Team NLR teammates, Tyler Graff, Isaiah Dupree, and Alex Green, as Gary Bauer gets by Green on the top side. They are running side by side, it looks like.
We are yellow. I'm looking for the accident right now. Let you know if I find it. It's
Forrest
in turn 2.
Sparks going on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride
and
again.
Dominic Byrne is also involved. Oh my gosh! Wait till you see that.
We got it on replay right now. You see Byrne on the high side just gets into the Kardashian, and over goes Sparks.
Yeah, that
Cody
was very
Eldred.
odd.
Yeah, that was a weird flip.
That was really weird.
Let's.
So I don't think anybody else got a piece of that. I'm double checking here because I don't want to be one of those announcers for the people at home are like, how did you miss that?
Well, you we're watching a chase cam on Sparks right now, and there's absolutely no doubt that Dominic Byrne got into the back of him.
Yeah.
And
Looks like Napier ghosted through them because I don't see any damage. In fact, you see his wing disappear into the wreck and then reappear afterwards. So, chalk that up to netcode.
yeah, I mean, I'm doing a chase on him right now, and it's showing damage, but we all know how iRacing physics works, especially those of us who are familiar with Crash Car and how you can launch a car, 5,000 feet into the air, have it land on its wheels, and drive away. But yeah, it looks like the nose on Napier's car just...
Yeah,
it looks like an accordion.
For me, I see no damage, so chalk that up to iRacing.
Thanks, Nim.
Nim Cross?
Nim's awesome. Nim needs to come run with us sometime.
Are we talking about Nim Cross?
Yes.
Wait, you know him?
No.
Got hookups. Oh.
The only thing I know Nim by is the one time I got protested.
Yeah, same here. I think that's how we all meet Nim.
However, Nim, if you're watching, listening, or if this can get back to you somehow, would like to invite you out Tuesday night to the RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Open, which will take place at the iRacing version of the Milwaukee Mile in the iRacing version of the Pro Mazda Open setup. 50 laps the scheduled distance for that one. Top 3 finishers to transfer into the Sunday RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Invitational, and I'm now being told the 86 has been parked. Second incident charge.
Ooh, so that's going to be one car out of the race here. And it was already a pretty small field coming in, but that's going to definitely tighten things up a little bit.
Well, the thing is,
for
when
chasers especially.
Right, and the thing is, when you get to the point where we've got a handful of people out here right now that have had maybe at best 6 hours sleep in the past 72 hours. Yeah, there's some tired drivers out there right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, racing wears you out even on a simulator. The mental strain of it alone, without the physical part of your force feedback and all that, it'll tire you out.
Well, I remember. You missed the Open, and so you missed what happened to Team Phenomenal. We decided that we were going to pit start, and our leadoff driver was going to be Mark Vega. Vega goes, "Yep, I got this." So I'm like, "All right, I have to go pee." Go to the bathroom, come back. The car's not there. Like, dude, have you gridded yet? I'm on the track. It released me already. I'm on the track. They're like, "No, you're not, dude. The cameras are not picking you up." And I look and timing and scoring, and we're not on the track. I'm like, "Dude, we're not." Because I'm running.
Is he in a test session?
No, he was in the race. We were both in the session. We had just finished hot lapping the car because he was going to lead off and I was going to follow. So we had both taken turns on what the car was going to feel like on a full boat of fuel on that track. And I jumped out, went to the bathroom, came back. He's supposed to be gridding up, and we decided we were going to pit start. So he comes in. He goes, "My connection just took a crap. I'll be right back." I jump in the car. We're in 49th spot. So of the cars that actually showed up for the session, we were the last car running, 4 laps down.
Fun.
Absolutely. But on the plus side, we missed the first lap melee coming up through Eau Rouge, and we missed the first lap melee going through the first chicane after Eau Rouge. So by the end of lap 5, we'd already made up like 15 spots.
Gotta love it.
But so yeah, there's a lot of people who are just dog tired. But anyways, to get back to my point of telling you that part of the story, I got out of the car. They go, "Do you want a double stint?" No, I'm shaking right now because I had just pounded 2 monsters just before I took off from the pits. Pounded 2 16-ounce cans to make sure that I was wide awake and had all my faculties about me. And I was shaking by the time the fuel run was over, pitted the car. Kevin Paskowitz jumps in, and I laid down for about 3 hours, woke up, and somebody decided that they wanted to turn KP into an accordion, just dumped him.
That was our 12 hours of Sebring. That was the last one I did. I did do the 24 hours of Spall last year or the year before, I forget. But did Sebring, as we have one lap to green here, and made it about 6 hours in before a fella decided to use us for a break, and the car got all tore up. I was in the S's coming towards the backstretch, and we were going along for a while and he came up behind us again after we got the car as fixed as we could, and just absolutely decimated us, same driver. So I'm like, you know what, this is a lot of effort to put in to get wrecked.
Yeah, but I mean, we kept chugging away at it, and I'll show you pictures later of
you
what
got to
the
stick
car.
with it, and
Yeah.
we did too. We ran well until morning. We came out like 12th in class, which isn't bad considering we got torpedoed
Yeah.
twice.
Well, we got torpedoed once. Sam Cooper Bennett, while he was in the car, caught a McLaren to the face.
That'll do the trick.
Yeah, and ripped the drive shaft out of the car, so we spent 17 minutes just replacing the suspension. But at least we didn't have the type of luck that Ronnie Osmer's team did. They actually ended up replacing not one, but 2 engines in their Audi R8. Yeah, go with that thought.
So, speaking of 2 engines, the 2 engines on the front row, Ronnie Osmer and Jay Anderson finally making his way up to the lead. It's going to be Isaiah Dupree, Ronnie Osmer, row 2, Gary Bauer, Cody Eldred, Ryan Heater, and it looks like David Llewellyn. No, he's down there on the inside. Boy, they're a little out of sequence here. They got to tighten it up.
That's Alex Green on the outside.
Thank you, sir. Alrighty,
Pace car is in. So in the top 10, all the chasers are in the top 10 right now. Isaiah
what
Dupree.
they say about the cream rises to the top.
They also say that about the curdled milk.
Yeah, and a few other things that are not good ideas to mention on air.
Poo floats. and if it doesn't, you might want to get that checked. As Ronnie Osmer side by side,
oh,
3 wide, Cody Eldred. Cody Eldred noticing that he's running out of room and just wisely backing out of it. That's why he won the inaugural.
Here we go.
And there
Big
it goes.
wreck in turn 4. 1, 2 cars, 3 cars. Oh, hard hit there.
As we watch Jay Anderson
4.
just 1, 2, 3. Oh, good grief. That's Isaiah Dupree. So let's watch what happened with Anderson here. You see Dupree go to the inside. And I don't think Jay realized he was there.
I don't think so, no. I mean, the 93 was up the track a little bit. It just kind of looks like a misjudgment on both of their parts. And
well, let's watch it. We're watching it on a chase cam on the stream right now. And you can see, and yeah, it looked like there was space between the cars.
Yeah, it may very well have been that code.
It may have been bounding box is what it may have been.
Ryan Heater also did sustain damage from that. The biggest hit goes to this orange and white car. That's Justin Ping. He comes in there just sailing, thinks he has it cleared, and whammo! There's the whole right front corner up.
Yeah, and then...
Ooh,
I think that was Heater.
Yeah, Ryan Heater got a big chunk of that.
Or was that Napier?
Yeah, Napier.
Yeah, that was Greg Napier that came in and just finished off Isaiah Dupree.
Isaiah was challenged to a dance-off. I think he won. He definitely flipped more.
Yeah, as Greg Napier catches Delara to the face.
Greg's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time all night.
Well, you got to feel for his dad, too, because his dad was running with Ronnie's team, and I watched his dad get dumped coming up through Eau Rouge. Just as they crested the hill, the car behind him just blasted him. And John was airborne sideways and upside down when he hit the concrete at the wall. Like, he cleared pit out and slammed sideways upside down into the concrete, and that basically just destroyed that car.
Well, it's
But-
like I've always said, if you're gonna wreck, do it in style.
And I'm being told right now, I do apologize, I forgot to say hello to Miss Betty Lou in Minnesota. I do feel sorry that I forgot to say that earlier in the broadcast, so hello, Betty Lou.
There you go.
And for those of you who don't know, that would be Gary Bauer's mother-in-law.
Oh, is she watching?
Yes, she is.
Very cool. I like that people actually watch these things. Sometimes I think I might be shouting into the ether.
And I'm just being told right now that the now former third member of Team Three Musket Beers will be forming his own racing team next season.
What's that going to be called?
Team LNH, and he doesn't tell me what LNH stands for.
Layla in hovercraft? I mean, I don't think they have those in iRacing, but I'll drive one.
I have no idea. But that's from Mr. Joe Morganti telling us that he will be forming a new season. Did get released from Team Three Musket Beers earlier this past week. I'm not sure what happened. Nobody.
I was wondering, I hadn't seen much from Joe Morganti recently, and he was definitely fun to watch on the track, so good to see he'll be back with us.
I believe he's currently also trying to put a team together for the 500 kilometer of Road America. And for those of you who don't know what's going on with that race, that's actually going to be a classic race. The 1989 Nissan ZXP GTP car.
Ooh, I like that car.
And the Audi A90 GTO car.
Ooh, good combo.
That will make up the entire starting field of the 500 kilometers of Road America. And that I do have the information on. Let me figure out where the hell my mouse cursor just went.
It died.
Well, the thing is, I have to have the overlay down for the broadcast. So let's bring that up right now, and there we go. So that's going to take place on August 18th through the 21st. 500 km of Road America, Audi A90 and Nissan GTP. The 6 Hours of the Glen has been moved. That will be in 2 weeks. August 5th and 6th. That's another one that the ISL will be represented in. And then Petite Le Mans on September 30th through October 1st, and Bathurst 1000, which Sam Cooper Bennett is trying to talk me into running.
You should do it. That track is really fun once you get used to it.
Yeah, but my problem is, how should I put this? I completely suck in the V8 supercar.
That car is difficult. My best suggestion for getting better at it is just to continually drive it and just keep at it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, that car is very difficult. There are really no two ways about it. But like with anything else, the more you drive it, the better you'll get at it.
True story.
So you mentioned these cars run Iowa. Do they run Richmond?
Unofficial.
Oh, I meant in the league. I don't care about official. I'm here for this.
The competition committee is currently still fighting back and forth because originally everybody waited to the last minute to try to come up with a Richmond setup for the 05.
Got it.
And as you've seen in this league time and time again, patience is not a virtue for most of our drivers.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say the race at Concord was absolutely phenomenal. Like, anytime you guys want to run Concord, I will be there. I don't think these cars would have too much of a good time there.
No. Simply because there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and these cars are a lot wider than the Pro Mazdas.
Yeah, I think the Pro Mazda is about as much as you want to have there.
We will be running as Ronnie Osmer getting ready to bring us back to green here, we will be running the Milwaukee Mile next season.
Okay.
So I'm going to dangle that carrot out in front of you.
I do like Milwaukee as we go green here. Ronnie Osmer pulls the trigger nice and early, and that's going to be him and Gary Bauer single file at the front, double file all the way down from there.
As Bob Locavara works to the inside of chase contender Cody Eldred, there is Ryan Heater working to the inside as well. Eldred with a slot. Now, those guys do know how it's David Llewellyn puts 2 tires in the grass to try to get up there. Heater and Eldred do run together on Monday nights in the RTFT All-Star Pro Series in the, as we jokingly refer to them here, as Tin Tops. But so they do know each other. They do know how each other runs. And Ryan was.
Look at this. Three wide across the start finish.
As Bob Locavara tries to split the middle, wisely backing out of it, jumping in behind Gary Bauer. David Llewellyn giving him a hole to do so. So wise thinking from the crafty old veteran there in the 13 to see the situation in front of him and give plenty of space.
As we work our way down towards turn 3 here, there's kind of a breakaway at the front here. It looks like about 9 cars. And then you got the rest of the field back there in a separate pack.
It is. It's almost a full second from Mike Whitaker in 9th to Forrest Sparks in 10th. As Greg Napier decides to rail slide the turn 4 wall.
Always fun.
Let's see if we can take a look and see what happened there. While we stay under green, we're just going to go...
Yeah, I'll keep you abreast of what's happening live. Right now, the 2 leaders are kind of nose to tail here, so
Arrow
I'll let you know if
push
there's a pass.
And marbles.
My favorite combination for wall hitting.
Yes. So that's what happened to Greg as he loops it going through turn 2 and decides to actually tow it finally. Back live with the front of the field, Gary Bauer, Ronnie Osmer, Bob Locavara, Cody Eldred, Tyler Graff. You're running out your top 5. Now, Tyler Graff was able to hang on and win Season 2 of the IR05 series. So you have the IR05 Season 1 champ running nose to tail with the IR05 Season 2 champ right now. As
Gotta love it.
Tyler Graff goes to the inside of Cody Eldred.
We got to change the lead, too. Gary Bauer just took it away, and he's towing Ronnie Osmer with him. Oh, Osmer got a little bit of understeer there, headed into the short chute, but looks like he's got that straightened out. Now Locavara's going to have to find a spot to slot in. He's trying to get in front of the one of Cody Eldred. It looks like he has enough momentum to do so as he clears them, but they're side-by-side up ahead, so now he's got to pick a dancing partner.
And we have a new leader, Ronnie Osmer, leading that lap, giving Gary Bauer plenty of room. Osmer way down by the pit wall as they went down the front straightaway.
So, as you can see here, also going into that corner, Lacavara went way wide in 1. He ends up slotting in 4th. So right now we've got Ronnie Osmer, Gary Bauer, Cody Eldred, and Bauer is already looking for the lead again. Definitely not a lot of, hey, I'll tuck in and ride going on tonight. They know this is the end of the season.
And everybody ate shit coming out of 4.
And let's see how many cars are involved here. I see
Dustin
2. We got
King,
1. Oh,
Dustin
dance
King,
off.
As
look on the front straightaway.
We are following.
Music.
We're following the replay right now of Dustin Ping.
We got the break dancer on
Kevin
the front straightaway.
Paskowicz, and that's Johnny Antonucci.
Oh, he's gonna win the dance off. Oh my gosh! And the thing is, while it's funny to watch if you're at home or to make fun of if you're up in the booth because we're both jerks,
and we've both been in this situation. No, we've both been in this situation.
There, yeah.
So we know it sucks when it's happening, but when you look back at it,
it sucks.
Yeah, when you look back at it and look and see exactly what just happened to your car, it does become funny and.
It it was gonna warp him, but he landed.
We're still watching the replay, and it looks like the pit wall wanted to stop him a couple of times, but he didn't.
Okay, let's go see what started this.
It was
Thing.
go back to we're gonna go back to Dustin Ping here as Ping eats it, trying to limp it back to pits. Would like to remind all drivers that unless you are in turn 4, please tow if you are damaged.
So this wreck looks like it began with Dustin Ping and Kevin Paskowitz.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm just now catching up. I was too busy being amused. This is like a fidget spinner; it just keeps spinning.
Yeah.
And spinning.
If you watch that again, let's go to a chase cam on Ping. You see Isaiah Dupree to his inside. You're going to see the purple wing of Paskowitz appears. They come into turn 4. Paskowitz had a run and just hooks the Kardashian of Ping. And Johnny Antonucci had absolutely nowhere to go.
No.
So we're gonna.
When you're the innocent victim.
We're gonna give everybody at home a chance to see what Johnny Antonucci just watched.
Make sure you put it on the vomit cam.
Wait, which one's the vomit cam?
The gyro.
Gyro. Okay. As soon as I find gyro, there it is. Gyro. So Johnny Antonucci gyro cam. So you see they're coming through 3 now. We're on board with Antonucci, and boom goes the dynamite. And this is what Johnny Antonucci saw on his screen.
Now imagine this with a force feedback wheel in your hands that's trying to rip itself off your desk. It's you usually want to either Alt F4 or unplug the wheel. Unfortunately, either one of those, especially Alt F4ing, is really going to hurt you.
Can I go you one better?
Yeah.
Full motion rig with an Oculus Rift. Full motion rig with an Oculus. Hopefully you didn't have a lot to eat for dinner. Because this is what Johnny Antonucci just went through, folks. This is the replay from the gyro cam. This is what he saw on his screen.
So, it's like nobody's pitting in at the moment. Also, just as a heads up, I may have missed the pits while I was giggling about that. I am super professional, I promise you.
No, everybody went to the pit.
Okay, so let me go over.
And Antonucci is back on the track.
Right on. So it looks like he only lost 1 lap.
Yep. Dustin Ping down 2 laps as he is still towing.
So right now, Ronnie Osmer, Cody Eltry, Gary Bauer, Tyler Graff, Alex Green, David Llewellyn, Bob Lacavara, Ryan Heater, Mike Whitaker, and Kevin Paskowitz are the top 10.
And your final chase contender, Isaiah Dupree, sitting back there in 11th. So Isaiah had some early trouble, still able to stay on the lead lap, still in contention. Not quite as easy of a time this time as the last time we were at Indy for Dupree.
He's having a rough night.
Well, the last time we were here, Dupree was able to win the second jewel of the RobertsTechJobs.com Triple Crown Challenge.
Now, what all races are involved in the Triple Crown for those not familiar with it watching?
What the Triple Crown Challenge was, Bill Roberts, league sponsor, said, hey, I want to do something special, like a Triple Crown. Like, okay. What tracks? He goes, well, I think it should be the one road course we go into, so Watkins Glen.
Good choice.
And then he said, I want one of the other tracks to be our first trip to Indy. Like, okay.
Yes.
He goes, and then the competition committee gets to pick the third track.
Concord! No.
Big mistake, Bill. Big mistake, because we chose Dover.
Ooh. Now, Dover, I might run with you guys. I would be a nuisance on one of these 2-mile tracks. I can tell you that right off the bat.
No, you wouldn't. I've seen you drive Carb Cup. If you can drive Carb Cup, you can drive here.
I don't think that counts.
Okay. But anyways, so it was Watkins Glen, the first time we were at Indy this season, and Dover. So mile, 2 mile, or mile, 2.5 mile, and 2.5 mile road course.
You know, you should add a fourth crown for these cars at Eldora.
These cars won't res at Eldora.
Oh, they won't? Oh, man.
Because
Well, there goes that bad challenge idea.
that was the first thing Alex. As soon as we found out when they were releasing dirt, the first thing league owner Alex Green said is, "Hey, can you do a setup for Eldora?" I could try to.
I mean, I'd love to see it if they get these things to res on there. I'd love to see it as we get ready to go.
Here's the effed up part about Eldora. The Pro Mazda will res at Eldora.
Mm-hmm.
The Renault won't.
Interesting.
Neither one of the Indy cars will. Neither of the two Indy cars will. The Lotus 79 will. The Lotus 79 will. The 49 won't. Which seems
really odd
backwards to me.
On release day, some more cars resed that don't now. At least, unless my memory is that bad. But it probably is.
I will have to go back and see, because I know we had this discussion last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, that the trucks will res, but the Xfinity and Monster Energy Gen 6 cars will not.
Yes, which is interesting. Like there were rumors about the K&N car in real life possibly getting a dirt race. Arca, of course, has one, so maybe in the future that car will be. But who knows what the future holds as
pace car getting ready to duck on off.
Up. Yep.
Osmer and Eldred getting ready to lead him back to green. Eldred, your chase leader. Osmer, your race leader.
Osmer gets a fantastic start, and that's going to allow Eldred to get in line here behind him. Matter of fact, we're probably pretty good to get single file all the way down as long as folks are patient.
You said the magic word.
The P word.
That P word.
When you're in one of these cars to be patient, because with how fast these things are, with how nimble... Whoa, contact for the lead. It just, as I was saying, with how fast and how nimble they are, it makes you feel like you can do anything. And you probably can, but you may not like the result.
Absolutely. And I would like to point out that we are quickly approaching 40 to go.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to see a lot less of that P word. You're going to see another P word, pissed. Because a lot of drivers are going to be very pissed.
That's what I love about you, Layla. You're always blunt.
It's the wordplay. I got one thing going for me other than really off-color jokes, is we got ourselves a hell of a battle for second place. That's Ronnie Osmer holding it down. Tyler Graff on the outside. He's going to fall back, but look at David Llewellyn trying to make a hole there between him and Cody Eldred.
True story is Eldred slots in as that's Tyler Graff going to the inside of Osmer, getting behind Gary Bauer. Eldred showing why he won the IRO5 season title this season.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I am really impressed with Gary Bauer tonight. He's always been a tough customer, as he actually is going to get past here for the lead, but he is really... Oh, my God! I jinxed him! I cannot... It's the announcer's curse. I don't
think Gary was expecting that to happen.
No, I don't believe so either. He's able to drive away from it. The car seems okay, so he did a very good job of minimizing what could have been a horrible crash there. He manages to kind of keep it up against the fence there. Now, I didn't actually see their cars touch. On my screen, there is no contact, so we're probably looking at bounding box.
Let's show it at half speed.
Yeah.
Here they are coming down the front straightaway. You see Gary leaving exactly one car width off the pit wall. And Tyler Graff, one of the young gunners in the league, half crazy, half stupid. Yep, that was bounding box.
Yeah, they didn't make contact. Gary did give him just enough room going into one. I can see right now.
It was one of those inevitable contact deals, I think, because it was the bounding box issue that shot Gary up the track.
Well, it looks about like the Takuma Sato wreck here a couple of years ago, where it's just you really have to get down there if you're on the outside, and you really have to defend.
Gary's currently trying to limp it back to pit.
Yeah, he's pitching the wheel right now is what he's doing. He's trying to see where the wheel points, where the car points.
No, he's not.
Is it?
The car's doing that on its own.
Oh, Jesus. I thought he was just pitching it.
No, the car is doing that on its own as he's struggling to get back to pit right now. As you see, you folks from the left coast with your hopper cars, you've got absolutely nothing on Gary Bauer's DW12 right now.
Hey, don't lump me in with those people. It's because I'm black, isn't it?
You're black?
Yep.
No
You
clue.
didn't know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah. I don't
Didn't
think
really
anybody knows that.
don't
Yeah.
really care, but okay.
There you go.
The phrase
That was like when I
the
found
phrase
out.
ignorance and apathy, I think, comes to mind when people talk about, oh, this person's this and this person's that. Like, I don't care. I hate everybody equally.
I'm a human. We got a lot of cars here on pit road. Looks like dang near the whole field has come in. We've got 2 cars staying out. There's a little bit of salt being thrown around between drivers now. I'll keep an ear on that and see exactly
You do
what
that
happened.
because we are supposed to be a PG-13 stream, as Tyler Graff winning the race off pit road. At least for now. Now, whether or not race control is going to deem whom was at fault there. Caution was netcode. I could have walked, quote, caution was netcode. I could have walked my fat ass between the 77 and 27. That is directly from race control, folks.
Oh, there you go. And I mean, at the end of the day, race control, they've got to make a decision, and they've got to make it now. You can't wait for 10 minutes like, hey, everybody park while I think about this. That is the double-edged sword of race control. You do get to make the calls, which can be a good thing to do, but it ain't fun. You never want to be the one who's having to make those calls.
Well, I would like to point out right now that if Layla, if you'll turn your head to the booth to our right, you'll see that Mark the Boss Vega has joined Sam Cooper Bennett in race control. So you do have 2 of the best race control minds in the business right now sitting there making the call. Hi, guys.
Well, that's good, at least.
So, back under caution as we are now 40 laps left.
We're getting down to it here, and this race, it's been aggressive from the start. When I came in, folks was being aggressive. Folks, what? Oh, that's that California education. Folks were being very aggressive. There was a lot of interesting choices being made, and I know it's the last race of the season, so I'm not out there in one of those cars right now, so I can't exactly dog these guys for making the moves they're making. It's really easy to say from up here, oh, I wouldn't have done that, but when you're in the car, as a famous race director once said, you put on a helmet, you get stupid. And he's not calling everybody stupid, but he used to race. That was Whitey Rich. He used to run Stockton. Yeah, out here in California. So he used to race sprint cars. And he said, at other tracks, he was one of the idiots when he was racing. So it's one of those things where you'll start seeing holes that aren't there when you got your helmet on. Well, it's just the way it is.
Layla, if you'll allow me to quote one of the greatest racing car drivers ever born in the United States, one of the only people to ever win the Indy 500, Daytona 500, Le Mans, and the F1 World Drivers Championship, Mario Andretti once said, if you don't have to walk back to the pits with nothing but the steering wheel in your hand on occasion, you're not trying hard enough.
There you go.
And that's exactly what Tyler Graff was doing there. So I can't really fault him. There was a hole. His car fit through the hole. Tyler went through the hole, and Jay just went through the black hole, wormhole, whatever you want to call it, because Jay Anderson, he's back.
So tonight's the night for that kind of thing. It seems like people falling into holes in space and time and like that there.
Well, Jay Anderson trying to get the wave around right now, getting one of his 2 laps back, waiting for the lights to go out on the pace car so he can get get released for the wave as another car disappears.
Oh boy. Is it one of those iRacing server fun nights?
I'm not sure.
It's starting to seem that way.
Tyler Graff showing the way right now. Ronnie Osmer on the outside. Ryan Heater and Cody Eldred making up row number 2. So right now, as the standings sit, Cody Eldred leading your chase points or chase contenders in third place. Alex Green, Mike Whitaker, and Isaiah Dupree rounding out your top 7. So all chase contenders are within striking distance of each other.
That's ought to be big.
This gonna get good.
I think it already is good.
So we'll be taking the green with 30, and my high-powered business is just shut off. 37 laps to go. Currently working lap 63 of 100. So this race it is very entertaining, if nothing else.
Yeah, it is definitely that.
And that's Kevin Paskowicz that's blinking in the 11.
Well, here we go again as they get ready to come off of turn 4. Now, Graff and Osmer both had some pretty good restarts tonight. I'm curious which one's going to get the better jump here as the pace car makes its way down pit road.
I'm surprised Osmer is as high up the track as he is.
Yeah, he was just about one car width from the wall, wasn't he, as they both get a fantastic start.
Yeah, because most people suck right down next to pole sitter just to try to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Outside pole is tough, especially if you're single monitor like I am.
Same
Or
here.
if you really suck at shifting like I do.
Well, that's because you try to make it real, and you use an actual shifter instead of the paddles.
I actually use a shifter in the clutch in every car, even the cars that have paddles.
Yeah, you're strange like that, lady.
I'm weird. Yeah, everybody else used the paddles in the cars that shouldn't have them. I'm the other way around. As we got ourselves a heating up battle for the lead, because that is Ryan Heater working the outside here.
I'll show you an even better battle. Go take a look at 4th through 7th.
Heater's getting a push towards the lead. I mean, there's racing going on all over the track right now. Small field, but they're all bunched up.
Right, but take a look at 4th through 7th. Cody Eldred, Isaiah Dupree, Mike Whitaker, and Alex Green all just hammering away at each other.
And that is all of your chase contenders. So
yes,
we got a battle
is.
for the lead and a battle for the championship. Took me a minute to catch on. I'm like, what does he mean about... Oh... So we're about to have a change for 4th here, speaking of which, and that could be very good news for the number 1 of Cody Eldred if he could put some cars between himself and the other chasers, but it looks like they're following him right through.
They are, except for Alex Green, and we've got a new leader.
Cody Eldred to the lead of both the points and the race. Tyler Graff's got a heck of a run on him. Looks like he's going to check up a little bit and slip in behind him.
And Tyler Graff's teammate, Isaiah Dupree, on the inside. Oh!
We have trouble?
Kevin Paskowicz just committed suicide.
Oh, man. Gary Bauer rolling down the backstretch here. No caution.
That's
Bowers is
odd.
on the inside. He lands on his wheels. KP is running again. No yellow.
Oh, that's what happened. KP banged wheels with David Llewellyn just as Gary Bauer got a run on him.
That'll do the trick.
And Gary had absolutely nowhere to go. KP turned him into the outside wall headlong. It's one of those thank God this is a simulator moments. As Gary Bauer went just head first into the concrete, missing the safer barrier.
Call from race control seems like there's not going to be a caution. So we're going to stick with this as things continue to happen here. Right now we got an 8-car breakaway at the front. I'm sorry, 7. I went to school, California Public Schools. So,
Yeah, but you and I both went to school before that whole Common Core fiasco. As Isaiah Dupree leads that lap. So Isaiah Dupree and Cody Eldred side by side for both the race and the chase lead.
This is craziness, folks. I mean, I knew they were going to be putting it all on the line. I didn't know that we were going to be racing with 2 chasers for the lead with about 30 laps to go.
Well, the one that's really I'm impressed with right now is the driver of the black and orange car. Stated earlier in the week that he has a love-hate relationship with this track. He loves it. It hates him.
Isn't that always the way?
But
They never love you back.
currently running 7th in the breakaway, over a second from Alex Green to David Llewellyn. So the top 7 cars, and then you're over a second back to the next grouping. And this is really starting to heat up towards the front as Isaiah Dupree showing the way. Ryan Heater, Ronnie Osmer, and Cody Eldred, your top 4. Tyler Graff, Mike Whitaker giving themselves a little bit of space there just in case things get a little hectic up front, shall we say?
Don't forget Alex Green just hold on right behind those two. And I think one thing to remember here is there are still 30 laps to go as we get ready for pit stops again. Sounds like 18 and 59. That's Anderson and Antonucci getting ready to pit in. So they're gonna pit early.
Well, no, they're not pitting early. They're the two
Are they
cars
off strategy?
They're the 2 cars that stayed out under the last caution.
Gotcha. Okay, so as Heater goes for the lead again, I was going to say something, but I don't remember because he's got a heck of a run going down the outside there. He's getting a push from the one car. That is
Eldred.
Eldred, sorry. I was watching it, the 93 almost tag the grass there and kind of like, my brain shut down because I'm like, oh, here comes a wreck, but he held on to it.
Very much so. And one thing a lot of people don't know about Isaiah Dupree, we call him Mr. EOL because every time this league has gone and done a fun run on a dirt track, we normally end up EOLing Isaiah because if we don't, you have to wreck him coming to the green in order to beat him.
I didn't have to.
Yeah, we EOL'd him that race too.
Should EOL me?
Well, we're talking in the sprint cars. Late models is a different story as Johnny Antonucci rejoins the track.
In the late models.
By the way, I would like to thank you for finally putting the Dad's root beer paint scheme on your sprint car. It does look sharp.
Oh, I've been running that nonstop.
First time I ever got a chance to take a look at it. Looks.
I only have it on the 360. It's a sharp car.
That could be why, because I've not run 360s against you.
It's on the 305 now.
I'm just waiting for you to put the other Dad's root beer logo on the paint scheme I did for you on your dirt late model.
We'll get there. I'm super forgetful. I haven't even run the late model in a very long time. As we watch Isaiah Dupree lead, and we're going to go 3 wide for second. Looks like Ryan Heater backed out of it, thought a little bit better of it. And
the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, with the run on the outside, nose out front for second place. The battle for the chase is heating up again, as we are quickly approaching 15 to go. We're not there yet, but we are quickly getting there. Sorry, 25 to go.
Now, this is where it's going to get interesting because we have this little breakaway group here, and if the race stays green, these are going to be the guys fighting for the lead, as I'll shut up because they went 3 wide, and then they went back to 2 wide.
As we watched Ronnie Osmer push Mike Whitaker down the front straightaway.
Yeah, that was quite the push, Joe.
Bump drafting in an Indy car. Thanks, iRacing.
Hey, when you got to go, you got to go. And right now it's do or die time, especially for these chasers. As look at the run he gave Whitaker going into 3, shoved him right in there, and he's going to get around Cody Eldred and take the provisional points lead.
No, he's not. Isaiah Dupree's still showing the way.
Isaiah's still in front of him. Does he not have gold rims?
He does not have gold rims.
He doesn't have gold rims.
He's special.
I'm going to lecture him.
He's special. Yeah, the only one of the DW12 chase contenders that decided, I don't want gold rims. Well,
his car's mostly gold, so I guess we'll go with that.
This week.
We are yellow. And as I like to say every week, this changes everything.
Bob Lacavara's car is pointing in the wheels are pointing the wrong way. So let's see what happened there.
Him and Johnny got together, and looks like he came up, Johnny came down, blammo. Oh my gosh, Johnny went 20 feet in the air, cleared the pit wall, landed on his wheels, and looks like he drove away.
And the answer to that question, because iRacing physics.
I mean, we've all seen some weird wrecks in real life. That I don't know about.
That would have broken all 4 suspension points off the car. It would have broken at least 2 of the uprights, and
that whole thing
it would have
jumped.
compressed Johnny's spine.
Ugh.
So yeah, that was definitely a oops. So let's see who, if anybody, is going to come down pit road this time, as we are 25 laps to go currently. Chase contender Isaiah Dupree, Chase contender Cody Eldred, Chase contender Mike Whitaker, Ronnie Osmer, Ryan Heater, Chase contender Alex Green, Tyler Graff, Kevin Paskowicz, David Llewellyn, and Johnny Antonucci rounding out your top 10 one lap down.
So here we go with pit stops, maybe?
Yes. Yeah. But here's the catch.
I'm used to fake pits, so I couldn't sure yet.
And Kevin Paskowicz is blinking worse than a fat kid with lemon in his eye.
He's blinking worse than Stephen Wallace. You ever notice how much he blinks? You ever seen him without sunglasses? It's pretty bad.
There's a reason for that. We'll discuss.
Okay, I'll bite. What's the reason?
We'll discuss it later. It's actually the same reason why you hear me say quite a bit.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a terrible joke. I didn't know you were serious. That's not fun.
I actually am serious on this one. For the first time ever in a broadcast, I'm serious.
You're the serious one. Which is weird. That's not the dynamic I expected when you're like, hey, do you want to help me announce? We used to do this years ago, and it was the other way around.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know what happened. I'm slowly going insane.
That's a short trip.
No, it really is. I didn't have far to go at all.
So, here's the thing. Llewellyn stayed out under that caution because he had just gone pit side just before the caution came out. David Llewellyn, your new leader. Jay Anderson looking to get one of his laps back again. Gary Bauer back out on the track. Bob Lacavara having to tow.
So how many laps would you say it would be until Llewellyn's going to have to hit pit road? Because I would imagine he can't make the end of this thing.
He is 5 laps into the stint right now, and we have 24 laps left in this event. So 8 laps from now?
So now we've got one driver hitting pit road again. That's Jay Anderson, so I guess he's not going to get his lap back?
Nope. Jay Anderson, 3 laps down. Gary Bauer, 1 lap down, back in pits. Looking to play the fuel strategy game. Again, just barely able to make it from right here.
I'm interested.
It's a gamble. It's a real gamble. You basically you're gonna run out some full tilt by yourself. You're gonna run out on lap 19. Now the fact that the lights are still on the pace car means we're gonna take the green somewhere around lap 19. And these guys have already burned some fuel getting onto and off of pit road and pacing.
Yeah, and I would imagine some of these drivers are shutting the engine off and turning it back on. I would imagine that some drivers who use a clutch probably are clutching it in. I would imagine these guys are pacing in 6th gear, but all of that probably won't save you enough fuel, would be my guess.
It definitely won't, because right now we are 23 laps to go. we're probably going to take the green with around 20.
So we're probably going to see pit stops, unless there's a caution. We're going to see pit stops with maybe 4 laps to go.
At some point, you're going to see green flag stops if this stays green.
So the driver you're going to want to keep an eye on is David Llewellyn, because he's going to be pitting before all these guys. He may come out half a lap ahead of him, depending on people trying to struggle their way into the pits in the pack. He might be gone by the time everybody else is pitted.
Well, here's the other thing.
He is going to have to come in early.
Here's the other thing to remember too, Layla. It's only been this week that we've finally allowed people to pit off of 4. Normally,
You
here,
pit 3, right?
under green, we mandate that you use the access road.
Right.
So pitting off of 4 here is and the commitment cone, or the pit in cone where you have to have your speed down, is another 300 feet down the pit wall. Normally it's at the end of the pit wall.
That's going to be interesting.
So expect it when they're
definitely allow people to fly in there a lot harder and a lot hotter. You're going to lose a lot less time pitting.
But the other side of that pillow, the warm side of that pillow, is if you come in too hot, your race is over because you're eating the pit wall.
Oh yeah, or you sped and you're going to have to do a pass through, and that's it.
Right. So lights are out on the pace car.
59 does have a penalty. He's going to be going into the pits in case you see anything weird at the back of the field.
The 59?
Yeah, Antonucci. They said he has to stop and go, so he'll probably be ducking into pit road. So there's probably going to be a little shuffling back there.
Well, he probably got unsafe pit entry when he went over the pit wall.
That would be my guess.
While he was helicoptering.
I mean, that is an unsafe pit entry, 20 feet in the air at 190 miles an hour.
While the car is spinning. It was in a flat spin like you saw in Top Gun. Talk to me, Goose. So David Llewellyn getting ready to lead him back to green. Isaiah Dupree sitting outside row number 1. Lights are out on the pace car. Pace car ready to duck on in. Cody Eldred currently sitting in 3rd. This is where it gets interesting.
He's holding him down. And there's the launch. David Llewellyn, great launch out of him. Look at these second 2 cars here. God, I'm turning into Jeff Gordon. Look at this. But no, seriously, look at these guys battling for second. They're going to try and get single file here.
Eldred with a better
Chaser
jump.
Eldred. Yep.
Cody Eldred with a little bit better jump than Isaiah Dupree had.
And that puts him in the provisional points lead. Mostly chasers up here at the front of the field now.
All chasers in the top 6. Cody Eldred running 2nd, Isaiah Dupree 3rd, Mike Whitaker 5th, Alex Green in 6th.
We've got a race for the lead here. Look up the outside. Cody Eldred coming into turn 4. I don't know if he's going to quite have the momentum. He'll probably have to sniff a slight draft and then poke his nose out again.
You mean like he's
Looks
doing
like
now?
He's sticking out there. Yep. Oh, he gave him a push. He's electing to push instead.
That's because he realized he was on the outside line.
Yep.
And here comes Green.
Alex Green, he's been real quiet today. He's been kind of just hanging back there, staying out of trouble. Now it's time to hit the afterburners.
As we are 20 laps to go, David Llewellyn,
here we go for the lead.
Cody Eldred with a nose out front as they head into turn number 3.
Couldn't clear him. Wow. Almost contact there between our 2 lead drivers, and again they get very close and coming out of turn 4, coming into it I should say. A bunch of drivers bailing from the top, headed down to the bottom to push Llewellyn, and that's going to leave Cody Eldred by himself up there until he can get another push.
And here comes Alex Green.
Behind him, that's Alex Green. Yep. Now Green, when he wanted to go, he made it happen. He kind of cut his way up there through the field, and he's sitting currently 4th. Looks like he might get passed for 5th as we see Cody Eldred pulling back up on your leader's back bumper again. Well, not bumper, but gearbox. Look on the outside. Trans tunnel, there we go. Isaiah Dupree clears him for 2nd coming into turn 3, and I believe he's going to tuck in behind the 13 car here.
And that is what this setup will do. Hats off to Terry Adams and the entire setup committee.
He didn't tuck at all, did he?
He jokingly referred to this setup as big balls, because you got to have a pair to really wheel this car around, and the cream is definitely starting to rise to the top. We see Alex Green go to the inside of Cody Eldred. That
Yeah.
is for third place on track and second place in the chase. Green wisely backing out of it. Still a little
Push
too early.
Green just got.
Yes, he did. Ronnie
He
Osmer right
got
on his trans
shoved into
tunnel.
3 by Osmer. Wow. And that run almost netted him third spot. I think he's going to fall in line here. Osmer's going to have to slip in too. As we see again up front, Isaiah Dupree going to the top.
Isaiah
He
Dupree going to the
will
top,
lead that lap.
and here's the thing: if Alex Green can get to the back bumper, transmission tunnel of Isaiah Dupree, the whole field's in trouble because those are two NLR teammates, and they know how to work together. As Osmer's still trying to push Green. Green, I'm thinking, not wanting to go full tilt yet as he goes to the inside of teammate Tyler Graff.
They merged. Oh, here it comes.
And that's not
huge.
cool.
We got one in the top of the fence there.
That's Tyler Graff.
Oh man, Alex Green immediately he said that was my fault. I heard him over the radio. Let's go back and take a look and see. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I want to look at it before I say anything. I know what I saw.
Bombed it in on Cody Eldred and didn't really have the hole.
It looks like again like they may not have quite touched, but it didn't matter. He did turn him. I don't think the one knew he was there and just off you go.
No, because by the time the spotter, the in-game spotter said anything, now that's where a live spotter would have helped or could have helped.
Yes.
Because he could have said, "Hey, car looking," at which point okay, I can't really crank it down in there because this guy's coming. But by the time the in-game spotter would have said anything, Cody was already in the air.
Yeah, and we've got there's some pretty good damage to the right front of Alex Green's car there. Now, he did take credit, and it sounds like that is exactly what Race Control agrees with, so he's going to be going to the rear. And who this is good news for, of course, is Isaiah Dupree, because with Alex Green going to the rear, Mike Whitaker is going to be the only other chaser up there with him, as far as I can tell.
Cody's in 8th. And as far as cars left on the lead lap, Cody Eldred is the last car on the lead lap.
Cody is going to have to really, really drive his butt off. This is a bad situation for almost everybody but Isaiah Dupree, though, I have to say. He definitely was in the right place there.
I would like to point out you are currently watching the money stop.
Yep.
They can make it from here as we are 15 to go. So it's time to put them up on the dash, and I'll let you decide what you want to put up there.
Usually with my feet if I'm not driving.
No.
Maybe sometimes if I am driving, too.
What's an aneurysm feel like?
I make myself laugh because I'm probably the only person who would ever laugh at anything I said.
Oh, you're not going to believe this one.
What's up?
Oh, no, Cody's got to drop to the tail end because he entered a closed pit. Never mind. I was going to say, Cody Eldred was leading for a short time there. But no, he's got to drop to the tail end with Alex Green for entering a closed pit. Alex is getting the EOL for being the cause of the wreck. So the two guys that caused that melee or were majorly involved in that melee, guess what? They're going to be starting near each other again.
Well, they didn't seem too angry at each other. It looked just kind of like, hey, we're racing for the lead. The laps are winding down. And I'm hearing Dave Llewellyn's starting to have some blinking issues. Is that?
Yeah.
And now I see Jay Anderson blinking.
Jay Anderson's blinking. David Llewellyn is not being shown even on the track right now.
That would be a really tough break for the driver who has really just dominated the latter half of this race. As Lacavara goes into the pits there. Now, he is 11th, one lap down, so I'd assume this is when all the lap down cars are supposed to be pitting.
Yes. Anybody one lap down or more, after the pits open for the lead lap cars, they get to go in and get their service, and then the lap down cars get to go in the next lap.
Notice Cody Eldred is coming back down pit road right now. Let's see if the car goes up in the air or not. Looks like it, because I see his back tires spinning.
He's blinking.
Boy, I can't wait till they get those animated pit crews so we can tell what the heck people are doing.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. I mean, I can only do so much up here. I am but a single commentator commentating a race. Commentating? Jesus Christ. I need
Anyways.
Somebody help me.
Anyways. You need another monster.
No! As Jay Anderson now also disappears, we may be looking at some server errors on iRacing's end tonight.
That would make sense considering that I was watching the radar and the storm that we had come through the greater Syracuse area really early this morning that we lost power.
I was getting reports from Robert Tarbox that it is flooding like crazy up there, so maybe iRacing server farm is having a bad day?
Well, the thing was, I had just finished my final stint at Spa and jumped out of the car, started to say something on TeamSpeak, and everything shut off. Oh, wow, talk about timing. Holy crap.
Timing.
Like, I had just gotten out of the car. Like, within 30 seconds of me getting out of the car, the power shut off. And because we had a nice thunder boomer coming through here, Isaiah Dupree going back.
Yeah, he's going back down pit road. And I wouldn't imagine it's for fuel. I don't know what his strategy is, but he's...
I have no idea. But that just handed the chase lead to the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, who currently sits in 4th place.
Here comes Dupree back out of the pits now. He was stopped in there for a very short time. My only guess is maybe he didn't take enough fuel. But I mean, people are lining up too wide. The lights are out. We're getting ready to go. So, I don't know. I do not know. So that's going to be, let's see, Kevin Paskowicz on the pole. And Ronnie Osmer, who is outside. Row 2 is going to be the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, Tyler Graff, Bob Lacavara, Cody Eldred, Isaiah Dupree. That looks like everybody on the lead lap.
Yes.
Gary Bauer's back there, too. Is Bauer a lap down?
Bauer,
he's lead lap.
Bauer is back on the lead lap. Bauer got the lucky dog. Now, I would like to point out to everybody watching at home, Kevin Paskowicz and Ronnie Osmer just finished the 24 hours of Spa earlier today, actually 12 hours ago. The race ended. And so I'm not sure how fresh these two are really going to be.
Yellow was extended, just a little note right there. Looks as if not everybody was in the proper position, so we're going to have to take a moment to get that sorted out. I believe all the cars that just came out of the pits will be lined up single file.
Should be.
Little talk going on. I see some gesticulation over in the race control booth, so they're trying to get this sorted out here.
And Isaiah Dupree was on the high line, now going down to the low line as you see the tail end of the longest line start to form up. But yeah, the two guys up on the front row and the two guys over in race control doing a yeoman's job this past weekend. And I was right there with them slugging it out. I think I got maybe 3 hours sleep at total during that 24-hour stretch.
That always feels great.
Yeah, especially when you live in a neighborhood where there's loud music played all day long. People are slamming doors. And it's summertime, so the kids are screaming and playing stupid games. And I shouldn't say stupid, but they're playing games and screaming and yelling.
Yeah, what if you're playing iRacing, huh?
No, thanks. But, no, I mean, just... I had zero chance to sleep today, so, yeah.
Well, there is some good news for you. There's about 10 laps left to go, and then you can get some rest.
No, I can't. Because my safety rating took such a hit. I lost.
Did you do Eldora?
No, I did. I did the 24 hours of Spa with
Oh, right,
162 incident points, and proceeded to lose 2 point something. I stopped caring on my safety rating.
You'll get it back. Time trials.
No,
Definitely.
I'm as soon as I'm done
gonna
here,
race it.
I'm going to Lime Rock and run the Lotus 79.
You're insane. But that's why we hang out.
You've known me since 2009, and you're just now catching on to this fact, lady.
We got a car coming into the pits right here. That's Tyler Graff. Now, I do believe I heard something about a penalty. As we get green, Kevin Paskowicz pulls the trigger nice and early. Look at that big lead going down there into turn 1.
And Mike Whitaker, your chase leader right now. Bob Lacavara right on his transmission tunnel. It looks like Bob is 2 laps down.
Now, all Mike has to do
Is maintain.
is stay there.
Right.
Yeah. And it's hard to do in these cars, especially with how fast you can get by somebody. As you see him working the inside of Ronnie Osmer there, it's really hard to be patient, but he has got to maintain. However, he does have another chaser not too far back. That's Isaiah Dupree, but he's not in the draft of this front pack. As far as I can see.
Right, and that's exactly it. As Cody Eldred and Alex Green are in the second pack, way back there.
There's a few penalties flying around in the back pack. I don't know what happened coming to the green. Tyler Graff pitted in as the leaders have crashed coming down the back straightaway. Bad wreck there.
And
We've got Dupree's involved.
that's not
Tough.
cool.
I saw somebody spun up the track. I'm going to go back and take a look at that for you, Tony.
And we have another breakdancer.
Oh, jeez.
Kevin Paskowicz.
Now, KP was leading when they came off turn 2.
Right,
Ryan
and
Heater went down to the bottom underneath him, and he went down. There was no racetrack down there. First of all, there was no racetrack down there. Second of all, KP kind of blocked him down even further, and they both ran into each other and went down there. Now, KP lost control of the car, came up the track, collected the 93. I don't see any other cars involved too heavily. Fantastic driving out of Jay Anderson, David Llewell, and Gary Bauer. They all made it through, but this has humongous point implications. Absolutely humongous.
I'm trying to figure out who caught the race. Oh, it was Isaiah.
Mm-hmm. He caught it hard.
He caught a race car to the face. Watch what happens here.
Gosh, I know there's very few laps left to go, but yeah, I'm rewatching this and just.
Now there's another car that comes through. It might have been Bob Lacavara.
The 5 car?
Yeah. Let's back that. No, it wasn't Bob.
He was and Isaiah gets creamed. Then back behind them, you've got Gary Bauer, David Llewell, and all those guys. They make it through somehow. Cody Eldred made it through. Alex Green. Isaiah Dupree, he has that glitch with his wheel stuck in the air. He says his crew is not repairing it. So that is probably going to be it for his championship hopes.
Alex Green. Oh. We're looking at the freeze frame right now. Alex Green just caught the underside of Kevin Paskowicz's tub to the face. Oh my Lanta. So I need to find Alex on there.
Where the hell does this sort us out? So Mike Whitaker is your leader right now. He is also the leading chase driver and currently leading the points. Ronnie Osmer is second, non-chase. Bob Lacavara sitting third on the track. He's actually 11th.
Right, and I hate to interrupt, Layla, but right now on replay, we're watching this from an in-cockpit view of Alex. So we can see exactly what Alex saw. You see the cars start to come up the track. There's the smoke. Alex never came off the trigger. And just raced car to the face.
So that wreck really messed things up for a lot of drivers who were very strong in this race. As I said, Mike Whitaker's your leader and chase leader, and Ronnie Osmer. Gary Bauer is third. Cody Eldred is the next chaser in fourth. In fifth is Alex Green. Ryan Heater sits sixth. There are probably going to be some penalties from that wreck, just from what I'm hearing over the radio. So
Dupree just rage quit.
yeah, well, his car, he couldn't get it fixed. They wouldn't fix the right front wheel. And this is a glitch in iRacing. The wheels don't come detached from the car. They just sort of morph into a very odd position instead of flying off. When that happens, your pit crew often will not fix them.
Right, which you have, the only way to fix it is you have to drive back around, stop 2 to 3 pit stalls before your pit, and get out of the car.
And he would have lost the championship either way, so he ends up in just the worst possible thing that could have happened to him, and that completely eliminates him from the chase.
And then there were 3.
And there's a lot going on the radio right now, in case you're wondering why it's gotten so quiet, as Race Control tries to sort out what happened. There are probably a lot of things going to be going on post-race, so we'll keep you abreast of those. What is affected in the finish.
Well, the only good thing is Mike Whitaker not involved. Cody Eldred able to get through there unscathed. Alex Green, grade 3 concussion, but he had that coming into the race.
Now, Alex Green, as I said, he's been real quiet all day, but you're going to see him take the gloves off here. And I don't mean the fireproof ones. I mean the big boxing gloves he's been driving with for some reason. Those are coming out, and he's going to get ready to really throw down here.
Right. And, it's really... It's going to be interesting. It's only going to be about a 5-lap shootout when we go back to green.
Oh, boy. So we're coming up on 1 to green here, I would imagine. And it's going to be Mike Whitaker, Ronnie Osmer, Gary Bauer, Cody Eldred, Alex Green at the top 5. Ryan Heater, I don't know if he's going to be restarting in 6th, currently sitting there. And then from there, we've got a lot of cars on different laps.
Tyler Graff, the last car on the lead lap.
Wow. 7 cars on the lead lap. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it should put all the lead lap cars to the front.
Yes. As the lights go out on the pace car.
You're saying the 39 car is going to be black flagged on the start. So he is going to be dropping in the rear. That's going to be Ryan Heater out of the race. He will still be on track, but he's not going to be a factor. So, tough break for him. That was definitely... Race Control had to make a call there. They had to decide what to do with that.
Right, and competition committee chat is... how I wish it was voice chat so I could record it all.
This is, this is where all the emotions come out. It's the final race of the season. We've got 3 chasers still left in it. We've had some very bonsai moves here. And this car makes you think you can do things that you can't do.
Especially on fresher tires, which we are still, technically, we're only about halfway through a fuel run, 9 laps at best. Ryan Heater with 2 laps on his, so he had to pit for damage repair. But this car makes you feel like a Kryptonian on Earth.
Yeah. It makes you feel like you can go down on the flat and you can get by that car.
Right.
You can go up to the top into the loose stuff and make that pass because the guy in front of you bobbled.
Right.
And 9
you
times
can't.
out of 10 you can't. There's always an anomaly where you can, and that of course reinforces the belief.
Well, it's like karma reaches up and just puts a boot in your backside and says, no. Here, have some black ice.
So, Mike Whitaker, your points leader, your race leader, leading them down. Pace car pulls off. And
Whitaker holds him down a little bit.
He's holding him down, yeah. He's holding him all the way down. There's the green, and he held him right down almost to the start-finish line. But look at Ronnie Osmer. He's going to slip in behind him. I thought he was going to try and make a bid for the lead on the outside, but he's going to get right up there on that trans tunnel. mono a mono into turn 2.
Whitaker playing a little bit of gamesmanship here. Didn't want to, quote, jump the start, really. Basically wanted to give everybody a fair shake. So kudos to the world's fastest hippie, who currently shows the way. Ronnie Osmer pushing him down the back straightaway as they haul off into turn number 3.
Whoa! Do you see that contact between the 1 and
I did.
Gary Bauer in the 27?
It was.
Fantastic driving those drivers and not wrecking there. That was contact.
Cody Eldred trying to get into the slipstream of Ronnie Osmer. Gary Bauer right there.
Oh, wow!
And Alex Green hit the wall.
Yes, he did.
And kept going. Cody Eldred bumped Green up into the wall. Another coat of paint on those rims, and Green would have been in deep dew.
So this is gonna, I mean, Alex Green came out of that fantastically. Look at this, God damn it, I keep saying look at this. Remind me not to say that.
Three wide.
Let's do it.
Alex Green backing out. And we are going to be 3 to go this time across the stripe. Alex Green still trying to find a way. Cody Eldred reeling him back in.
Oh, wow. He's got nowhere to go right there. These two cars are both a little bit slower than him at the moment. And he's under attack from the 1 car. They almost make contact coming off turn 2. They're going to get straightened out again.
Eldred went into the grass. Eldred was in the grass coming off the 2. And able to hold onto it.
Oh, this is tight. They're going to make contact, not quite.
Alex Green laying a shoulder into Gary Bauer going, Gary, I'm running for a championship here. What the F are you doing?
Look at this. Gosh, I keep saying that. I am Jeff Gordon.
Green,
just without the talent.
Green with a run on Osmer right now for second. Osmer pushing the daylights out of Mike Whitaker.
Osmer slipped up there going into turn 1. That's going to allow Alex Green around the outside. Second place in the race, second place in the chase.
And Cody Eldred. Cody Eldred having to take evasive action as Osmer came off the gas. Green, Whitaker, Eldred. 1, 2, 3. Your chase contenders, those that are left. Green to the high side.
To the white flag right here, and we are going to play-by-play you through the end of this with the top 3 drivers as we come out of turn 4. And yellow?
What the hell?
Big wreck behind them. 4th place. We got cars flipping and everything. That looks like that's going to hand the championship to Mike Whitaker.
It does. Mike Whitaker is the champion.
Whitaker is your champion. Wow, we got all amped up for that final lap. It looked like it was going to be quite a race, and then blammo!
That was Jay Anderson that brought that one out. So watch Jay in the 18. You see the red car in the middle, now the load, back to the middle. And David Llewellyn in the blue car.
Oh.
And Anderson just arrow push and annihilates David Llewellyn. And David Llewellyn playing the part of a piñata.
So Mike Whitaker, your champion. 1, 2, 3, the chasers at the end of the race. Alex Green's going to come out second. Cody Eldred. I mean, these guys fought hard.
Layla, I need you to do me a huge favor.
Yes.
I know you don't like doing this, but I need you to do this for me, please.
You want me to install TeamSpeak?
I would much appreciate it if you could join me on the interview for this one.
I don't know if I have it installed. If I have it installed, I will do that. Oh, I do. God damn it. I hate TeamSpeak.
There is the TeamSpeak address, Miss Layla.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait to pull down Mike Whitaker into the TeamSpeak room. I would like to point out that those of you who were watching this past Tuesday night, that race ended under caution as well.
Yeah, this is just, into the season. It comes down to it. People are going to lay it all on the line. They're gonna race just as hard as they can. And a lot of times, that's just not gonna end up well for people. Okay, let's see here. We want to connect to...
the link I just sent you in Skype, miss.
Yep, I'm working on it. Typing in an appropriate username.
You don't need an appropriate username.
Okay, let's see if this works. Trying to resolve hostname ts.indyspeedway. Yay! Now it's like, please update your thing, but I don't want to update.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay, I'm gonna click no.
As long as you got 3.1, you shouldn't have to.
I don't. I don't use this thing.
Oh, then you might have to.
Okay, yeah, let me try that one last time, and then I'll just update. Here we go. Let's update. See, this is what happens.
And I just lost my mouse cursor. As we're watching Mike Whitaker,
Technical difficulties all around.
yes, bear with us a second here, folks. We are, as soon as Mike Whitaker spins it around, burns the donuts, there we go. Mike Whitaker burning them down.
Now, he had some rough patches throughout the season. He's had a lot of races where he ended up shuffled to the back due to crashes, where he just ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And to come out on top after all that, that's a hard-fought victory.
Absolutely.
And that is the kind of thing that the chase does allow. So it certainly makes it exciting for the fans. It's got to be stressful.
And I'm guessing you're updating TeamSpeak now?
Yeah, I'm already. There we go.
All right, and now I bring you down into the Brougham Upcast booth.
User was moved to your channel.
And
What channel am I in on here?
broadcast, and don't forget to use your push to talk button. And I'm going to mute you in TeamSpeak, unless you want to just end the Skype call.
Nope. Nope, I don't like TeamSpeak. It scares me.
Okay, so please don't forget to use your PTT as we are grabbing Mr. Mike Whitaker.
User was moved
And
to your channel.
joining us now in the broadcast booth, Mike Whitaker. Mike, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So, tell me about your season before we get into the race or anything that happened. You've had... He can't hear me. Okay, can you hear me?
Thank you. Did you hear me?
Can
yeah,
you hear
I can
Layla?
Hear you.
No, I'm not hearing anybody.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, wake up.
Hold on one
I will
second.
set up a push to talk. Ask him about his season while I do that. Ask him about the ups and downs.
Layla wants to know about the ups and downs of your season coming as you now are crowned our DW12 Season 1 champion.
It's just been pretty much consistent. Of course, I've had races where I've got crashed out, but my main goal was to just get consistent finishes and finish high up enough in the points to make the chase.
Well, Mike, you hung into the top part of the field most of the night. Little bit of an issue earlier. You got caught up in a melee. You were able to rebound and stay on the lead lap, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, it's always a challenge driving the car with the wheel upside down in your hands.
True story. Definitely true story there. So talk us through that last restart. You really held the field down coming out of turn 4. The pace car was in, and you decided not to just immediately jump on it like we've seen so many other drivers do.
No, you get too far out in front of the field, and they just catch you with the draft. I knew that wasn't going to work, and that was the idea, was to wait and try and go as close to green as I could.
Fair enough. And it definitely showed that, the cream really rose to the top tonight. Not sure if you saw the melee that took out Isaiah Dupree, but
I saw stuff going on in the back, but I was mainly concerned with the cars immediately around me. I know he got taken out, but I haven't seen the details yet.
well, it actually happened with cars that were around you. It was in the Paskowitz heater crash that ended Isaiah's night.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now, Layla.
Woohoo! So, yeah, he already covered my main question about your season. I've seen you overcome a lot of adversity this season. This race almost seemed kind of like a microcosm of that. You had a lot to overcome today, too, with, surviving trouble and coming back.
User joined your
Do you think
channel.
that's more of a key to the championship than just being fast, just being consistent and overcoming adversity?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You get into the chase on points aside from wins. I mean, I only won one race of the season, but I've been in the top with the points most of the season. That's the goal. In order to win races, you've got to finish them. So I just try and be there at the end to get the best finish I can and go for the win if it's there.
And I'd like to point out right now, joining us in the booth, league owner and runner-up to Mike Whitaker in the championship chase, Alex Green. Alex, I want to say this in front of everybody. What a turnaround your season has been, sir.
Oh man, just forgive me. I'm the adrenaline. I was just an adrenaline dump after I got out of the car. Like I'm shaking right now.
That finish, yeah, that had us up here. We were shaking too, right along with you. That was insane.
Mike,
Um,
I'm sorry to cut you off, Layla. Mike, I
I'll
just
go
wanted
for
to
it.
congratulate you, buddy. I mean, you ran awesome all season. I think if I had another lap, it would have been a different story, but I don't deal in what ifs. I'm proud of you, dude. I couldn't do what we do in this league without you, and I'm proud to call you champion.
Thank you, Alex. We'll never know how that last lap would have gone. The draft is tricky. Sometimes being in the lead isn't the
User
best
was
place to
moved
be.
your channel.
At least tell me I had you nervous.
Oh yeah. Anybody that's going for a win when I'm out in front, I would almost rather be second and have to make the move myself than have to decide what the guy behind me is going to do on the last lap.
And speaking of making you nervous, joining us now, second runner-up in the DW12 chase final standings, Cody Eldred. Cody, heartbreaker tonight for you, because I would assume you had some game plan coming into the final lap.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good spot. I was prepared to go 3 wide for that win. That would have been fantastic. I wish we could have raced that out. I really do.
Yeah, would have been pretty cool to see. I mean, you guys were nose to tail coming out turn 4, and we're about to fall out of the booth up there. We're screaming. We're like, oh my god, the Chasers 1, 2, 3. So you guys, I have to say, all three of you did a fantastic job getting up to the front at the end of the race. Can you guys, probably one at a time, tell me about getting up to the front at the end of the race?
I moved Gary Bauer. That was pretty cool.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was
scary.
definitely a power move that you threw a shoulder into him and said, "Hey, Gary, I'm running for a championship here."
I wound up in front when a lot of people in front of me pitted, and to be honest, I don't understand why they did that. I knew I had enough fuel to go to the end, unless they were worried about fuel. I don't understand why people pitted with 13 to go.
I can answer that one. I think it was probably my teammates that made that call, especially Tyler. Tyler's often the one that has sim racing apps going. I mean, I don't know if you noticed under that caution, but I was trying to burn fuel. We figured out that it was going to be about 1 gallon to make it, and we had just filled up. There was 9.3 gallons in the tank. So, I mean, I was flooring it in first gear, trying to, just ride the brake a little bit and, try to get it as much of a gallon in there and save. But turns out we didn't need it.
Well, that's something that we've said all season is when it comes down to fuel mileage races, don't bet against Mike Whitaker.
Yeah, and I don't use sim apps or anything else than that other than that. I've got a piece of paper with my pit stops lap marked out on that, and I run practice laps and figure out the mileage, and that's all I do. I don't use any apps.
Talk
He's
about
old school. I
old-fashioned.
like
Yeah.
that. That's the same way I drive too. I come from the sprint car, so I'm not used to any of that fancy stuff.
Yeah, I knew that when I knew that I had enough fuel. It was 13 to go, and I know I could go 13 laps on a tank of fuel. So everybody that pitted ahead of me, they were either short on fuel or they made a mistake.
And Cody, you had a couple of first you say it, then you do it kind of moments there during that last green flag run. Talk us through what took place.
I got cut off a lot more times than I would like, but that's racing. It was fun overall. I think I pushed up into Alex a little bit. That sucked. I wasn't able to look at what actually happened, but there was a gap between us, and I closed the gap. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Now, I do happen to know for a fact that we will see all 4 of you folks that are in the booth with me on the track on Tuesday, just at different points. Layla's going to be running in the open portion of the robertstechjobs.com. My brain just shut off. The Roberts Tech Jobs DW12.com Elite Invitational. Mike, you've now, with Cody, you now have a permanent spot in the quote All-Star race. Alex, you punched your ticket into that event at Talladega earlier this season. Do you folks want to share that if you have any secret setups that you've been working on for Milwaukee?
Please help me win.
Whatever Terry gives me, I'll drive the crap out of.
And my secret setup is the best one somebody will give me.
Yeah, I haven't been
Yeah, it's
working on
about what
anything.
I'm hoping for too.
I've been too busy focusing on this.
Fair enough.
I'm exhausted, man. That took a lot.
Well, the season is finally over. Alex, you mentioned earlier in the week that we're planning on starting the next big car season somewhere around Labor Day-ish.
Yeah, I'm looking right now just goal line. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we need to talk about. I know there's rule changes and filling seats. I know there's a few guys who said they may not run with us next year, and that's just part of the business. I'm shooting for late August, early September, but we'll see how it goes.
And
it's going to be a lot shorter too.
Yes, it is going to be a lot shorter season next time. Now, I would like to just mention real quick, Bill Roberts and Joe Morganti, congratulations, Mike Whitaker. That was in the live stream chat that's currently going on YouTube.
I just got a message from Bill thanking me, so I appreciate that from my teammate.
So all the hard work is done. From here on out, it's All-Star Week. It's time to have some fun. Pro Mazdas all week long. Pro Mazdas for everybody. The RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Open Tuesday. That will be a 50-lap open setup race, which is, again, a first for this league as far as semi-official racing goes. Open setup at the Milwaukee Mile. Then Thursday night, the Pro Mazda regular league race will take place, fixed setup at Lime Rock, which that track is always fun in those cars. And also Tuesday night, we will be having the open or the qualifying, which will be solo car qualifying, and another first for this league, heat races. Talk to me about what you guys are feeling about doing heat races for the first time to set the starting grid for the Elite Invitational.
I've been wanting to do those for a long time, man. Ever since Dirt came out and, it kind of first crossed our head.
It's okay with me. It's a fun race anyway. I'm just looking to have some fun.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with what's going to be going on in the Elite Invitational, Bill Roberts, the league sponsor, has put a $50 cash prize on the line for whoever can win the Sunday Elite Invitational. On top of that, he is going to be writing a check in the winner's name to whatever charity that driver is racing for. And if you follow our Facebook page, Indy Car Speedway League on Facebook, you'll see the thread where everybody is currently saying which charity that they're running for. So a lot of good charities already being well represented in next Sunday's Elite Invitational. I think go ahead, Alex.
Just before we go off the air here, Tony, I didn't get a chance to do it last week with everything, or last Tuesday with everything going on. I just want to thank you for the awesome job you've done all season, and just let you know on air in front of everybody how big and important you are to this league, buddy. I couldn't do it without you. Layla, anytime you're in the booth, the broadcast is way better.
I
way
agree.
stupider if I'm in the booth.
No. I agree with Alex. It's a night and day difference to have you up in the broadcast booth with us.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite time of the year. This is the off season. We're gonna spend a bunch of time recruiting the next group of drivers. I'm glad that this chapter of the league is finally over. It was much needed, and I need a break. But
yeah,
now
now's the time for us to do some of our crossover events too, probably.
I totally
still
agree.
Interested in that.
Oh, definitely.
Well, the one thing that's been mentioned and I know that this has been said at least once. Layla, your group has said that during week 13 they will be doing the first ever World Figure Eight Championship, and
That is correct.
you guys have really thrown down the gauntlet to the best of the best in the ISL to come join you at Irwindale on the figure eight for that
Oh,
event.
absolutely. I
Um,
wanted to make sure we had a good field of drivers, and I've been watching you guys all season, and you managed to drive safely at 200 miles an hour, so I think you'll be fine. It's a crazy event, but I think you guys are going to be fine, and I hear Tony might possibly be broadcasting it if he's not driving with us, so that'd be kind of a cool cross promotion. Hopefully get some more people interested in the ISL and what you guys do.
Well, here's the thing. I will be broadcasting it regardless of if I'm driving it or not. Just if I'm actually driving, it won't be live. It'll be tape delay.
Tape delay is fine by me. It gives me a chance to help you out in the booth and talk bad about myself. Like, wow, Layla Wilson just crashed into the wall. I wouldn't have made that move.
Yeah, but now correct me if I'm wrong, Layla. It's going to be the Silver Crown car.
Yes, it is. Just by itself. It's about as close as we're going to get to one of the Indianapolis Outlaw cars is the Silver Crown. Most of the other cars, the weight's shifted over to the left a little too much. You might get a California Outlaw car out of something like the Modified, but
You
as far as the
obviously,
Indianapolis one, yeah.
I was going to say, you obviously
Silver Crown.
didn't get a chance to take a look at the Evolution Racing Audi R8 when they were done with it at Spa last night.
Yeah,
That definitely
I heard
looked
that was quite the vehicle.
that definitely looked like a figure eight outlaw car. So, but I believe that's going to do it. Congratulations again to Mike Whitaker for winning the inaugural season of the DW12s. So on behalf of the entire RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League, would like to remind you this has been a presentation of RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest or looking to relocate, please go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So for Alex Green, the league owner, for Bill Roberts, major league sponsor, for Sam Cooper Bennett, who was race control tonight, joined with Mark the Boss Vega, again on race control tonight. For Miss Layla Wilson, I am Tony Trapasso saying, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you Tuesday night from
Hold on, one comment.
Milwaukee. Go ahead, Cody.
Whitaker, are you going to choose to run the 01 or the 707 next season?
No, I'm going to keep my number.
All right.
Nobody's running it.
So there you have it, folks. Both people who won championships this season are going to maintain their current car numbers. So, Cody, does that mean you're going back to the 14?
Yeah, that means I'm going to be running the 14 again.
Well, you had great luck with it. So anyways, on behalf of Alex Green, for Layla Wilson, Sam Cooper Bennett, Mark Vega, I'm Tony Trapasso saying, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you Tuesday night from the Milwaukee Mile. That broadcast scheduled to start roughly 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a good night, and we will see you Tuesday.
See ya.